Welcome to the jungle! Live from the Theodore Jiggett Studio in 2019, our first show for this year, the Animal House Radio Show. And here's your host, Carlo Valerio.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
While it's still the Theodore Jiggett Studio.
Right.
Yes.
Still the Theodore Jiggett Studio, yes.
I got confused. I pulled up and it was like no lights. I couldn't see any lights, but there were all lights in the background. I'm pulling them like, I hope I'm going the right way.
Hey, at least you came at the right time.
I hope we didn't move yet.
Dave, I have one thing to say to that. Just direct your pizza to
Daddy Green's Pizza. You know what it is? Nobody got the first one that I put like before that. It was somebody had to post put your favorite like lines from commercials that you're gonna remember. And I did Maury's wigs don't come off because it's actually from a real commercial.
Well, the other line is from The Last Dragon.
Yeah, right.
I didn't realize he meant advertisement. I just was doing movie quotes.
No, he wanted advertisements, but everybody was doing all cliche ones and repeating themselves.
Right,
so I figured, let me do a movie version of a real one.
Okay.
And people were like, huh? So then I just started being silly with movie and pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza.
Did you get mine?
Yes, I like that
From
one.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
See, Dave talks French. He went cliche. You said applique. He said cliche. See?
Cliche, yeah.
It works out.
Oh, and I still haven't watched Next Stop Willoughby yet, so
Not yet.
it's still on my DVR.
I love that. That's
a good
my
one.
favorite.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Twilight Zone guy, but
come on. You
I
have to
love
be.
that one. I don't know. I just never got into it.
I
love
just watched
that
the one
show.
with,
Twilight
what's his
Zone.
name?
Love those shows.
Death Wish, the original Death Wish.
Oh,
Charles Bronson,
Bronson.
and Elizabeth,
Bronson.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Oh, I didn't even know he was on it. I got to see now. I got to check that out.
He did three of them or four of them.
Yeah.
I was a big Columbo fan, but Paul put me over the top after talking about different episodes.
Oh, I love that show.
Watching
Love
the one
that
with
show.
Leonard Nimoy.
Well, one more thing.
Time.
That's the best
So,
one.
yeah.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
But we had a nice holiday rest, and I'm so rested that I need another vacation. But I'm glad
He was
to be.
so rested, he drilled his arm.
Yeah,
His hand.
his hand. I was working for a friend of mine, and I had I have a big drill, it's like a 10-inch bit.
Yeah,
Don't you wish?
Phillips
Yeah, you
head.
do.
Phillips head, and it slipped right out of my hand, right into my palm, and it was
That he
boy, it
calls
was not
Philip.
pretty. You want to know what?
He did it on a Sunday, too, so it was Palm
Yeah.
Sunday.
Live long and prosper. The worst part of the whole thing wasn't like they got me in and out of the ER in 2 hours, but when she had to stick the needle in there to clean it out,
Right.
or to numb my hand up right inside that hurt.
I
That
don't
hurt.
like the way that sounds.
Yeah, there was no bone, no bone broken, but I tore up a bunch of blood vessels, so my hand swelled up.
You're lucky to
thank
hit an
God-
artery, man.
Well, that and no nerve damage, so knock on
Right.
wood. So, but there you go. So nobody home.
He said wood, not cement.
Either way, it's still empty.
I saw sawdust coming out of your ears.
We got a great show for you lined up.
The
We have
doctors checked everything in my head and they found nothing.
nothing. And that's the way I like it. If you look in my ear, you could probably see Will and Mike on the other side.
Oh my God.
Well, I could see Paul from this angle.
We have two special in-studio guests. One of them is a repeat offender, and the other one is a newbie, and we're going to welcome them from 502 Entertainment. You may remember it was a few months ago. It was this over the summer, right?
We lose track of
few
time here,
months
man.
ago?
We don't know.
months ago.
A few months ago, Will Palumbo came in. He's one of the owners of 502 Entertainment. And now he's brought a veteran, a literal veteran of our armed services, Mike Zimmerman, who's also a member of 502 Entertainment. So welcome,
I am?
Mike.
Yeah, you remember.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're
I
a
just
gang
thought it was a guy
member.
that
He's
hung
got
out-
Alzheimer's too. So
I didn't get jumped in yet, so I just assumed,
Take it easy,
I like to
Craig.
tell. I like to
It's
tell.
still early.
I like to tell Mike's wife he's behaving.
Yes,
He didn't grab my inner thigh yet, so I assumed I
Well, that's
wasn't
why
in.
he brought you here. He's trying to slowly get you into it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why you're touching me now. I got it. Okay, fair enough. Remember, hands above the table, right?
I hope.
Exactly. That's why my hands are
No,
up
no.
I hope
Surprise
all
him.
our listeners
there you go.
had a great holiday season, and
Yeah.
we have Billy Engvall on the show tonight. I did an interview with him yesterday, but for some reason we can't track down my flash drive, which has that interview.
It's not we. It's you can't.
Yeah,
find it.
really. He,
We are an entity.
Carlo Wild Thing Valerio.
So if we track that down, we'll put it up. If not, Gene will put it up tomorrow. I'll send it to him at some point, and we'll let you know. Just to let you know,
I
Billy.
blame Mr. Terranova.
Yeah, it's all Vincent's
It's that whole
fault.
screw in his hand thing just threw him straight
Yeah,
off.
It's the metal. In
We know
Screw
this.
the
He put the
fuck.
flash drive in his hand and it went through.
That's what it was. It's in there. He just doesn't know it.
Billy Engvall is going to be in Harrah's in Atlantic City on January 19th for 2 shows, 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. For tickets, go to Master. I've seen Bill a couple times. He's a good friend, and he is a funny. And you know what? It's really good, innocuous humor. It's not over the top profanity. And it's
Did somebody
really,
give him a thesaurus before we
Here's your
started this?
sign. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's the way I do. And Paul writes down all the words, and then at the end of the night, it's words of the week, and then he reads them.
When he
out.
writes, when he says those big words,
if
like
he
that.
can pronounce them, yeah.
If you can pronounce
He
them.
can pronounce them. I'm gonna
I
have
can
to remember
pronounce them.
them.
We just
But,
might not know what they mean, but we
Like,
can
like
pronounce them.
hippopotamus.
But
Yes.
we're gonna, and also checking in with us at 8:30. We've had him on the show before. Former U.S. Army retired Special Forces Terry Shapper.
Yeah.
He's got a great show. I think it's the new season of Hollywood Weapons on the Outdoor Channel, which airs every Saturday night at 7:30. Great show. Basically, for you guys that are in studio tonight, Hollywood Weapons is they take scenes from movies to they're like the MythBusters of movie scenes. Like
With guns.
Yeah, they did the one with the Jaws scene with the oxygen tank.
Right.
Um,
Doesn't blow up like that.
I live in
Well-
Pennsylvania. I don't need a show to do this. I can go out in the backyard. It's
backyard.
fine.
yeah.
Well, then you'd be outdoor TV then.
He's
There you
getting
go.
paid to do it, though. That's funny.
Not when it
Just
comes
like-
to the sharks.
That's where you're wrong,
That's
sir.
Right.
He said what happened. Well, we
Not
had
pool sharks.
Actually,
Yeah.
Joe Mantegna, who was on right before the holiday break, said it depends on what's inside that tank.
Right.
That
Right.
It's oxygen, especially with all the water around, it's not going to blow up.
Right.
If something else is in that tank, then that shark is history.
Yeah, it's carbon dioxide.
And then
something
they
like
did another one. I never saw this movie, but I've always seen it. Remember Quickly Down Under?
Yeah.
Tom Selleck?
that. Yeah.
There's a movie in there where he has this long rifle. He must shoot for like a really long distance, and they did that one, and they do a lot of other.
It sounds
cool-
more like a sex scene and less like a movie with a gun in it.
I don't know, but as I told you earlier, joining us in studios, Will Palumbo and Mike Zimmerman of 502 Entertainment. They have 3 shows this weekend, starting tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, all headlining. With our good friend Terry McNeely, who was
Nice.
supposed to
Long
be
Island.
with us, but he's too busy filming Blue Bloods. Cause
Yes.
he's, you know,
Love Terry. Terry's awesome.
I love Terry. I've worked with him. I've had him at the club.
I think you got the wrong film, right? It's not Blue Bloods. is it?
That's okay. He
Wasn't
works on
it-
so many different.
Didn't you
TV
say
shows.
Blue Bloods?
No, he's on the Good
Oh, the
Fight.
Good
Yeah, the
Fight.
Good
the Good
Fight.
Fight.
this
Okay, I was
week,
close.
It was very close.
It was
Wow,
Channel
that
2.
was really,
I mean,
really
but it's
close.
the same
I had to-
role. He's
yeah.
playing
Right.
the cop in the background.
Hey,
He's dragging someone
you
away.
leave cop who stands next to real actor 3 alone, all right?
Wait, I love people that say that they were on these shows, and I'm like, what were you playing? He goes, oh, I was in the back. I'm like, oh, yeah, I could see your ear. It's right there.
I was in the crowd. I was in the crowd on the left.
$1,000 ear.
It was a 12,000.
That's all fun and games till you think you're going to be on, and then when your scene comes on, and they actually purposely like move the camera, they do
just
the
stand
other
away
angle.
from you.
I actually did a scene. I did a couple of episodes of Bull. It's a fun scene. It's a long day. It's like the director of that series is a fanatical with shots, so it's like a 12-hour day. Law and Order, you're in and out in 5 hours. But I got a good scene of me, and then I had to go to the gym. Right, I was walking up the steps at the courthouse. I was a news reporter, and I needed to go to the gym after I saw myself walking up the steps from behind.
Did you ever see my scene in Cadillac Man? This is it. That was it. And they cut it.
Mike, Mary DeFury wants you to read your shirt. What does it say?
It says, shoot, I don't know. Here, Will, read me.
Love is
Love is a dirty game.
a dirty game, Mary. Dirty.
Yep,
And
it's
put
actually,
that in a dirty
Filthy
glass.
animals.
I'll actually, this is a funny story. I got this from a group up in Rochester, New York. They're actually a clothing line company.
Oh.
They literally sent me this in the mail, said, hey, if you like it, wear it, and, we'll hook you up.
And
so,
hence you wearing it.
So,
Represent.
Dirt or Die clothing.
Dave, get
I
on
told
there.
you I was going to be on. I told you I was wearing it. No, Dave's not getting on me. We're not doing that.
No,
Still
Dave,
early.
This is
Dave's
a-
the king of
it's
getting
an early show.
endorsements.
It's-
Dave has the most unique companies that endorse.
Dave might have a problem with me then, because, we were having this discussion on the way down. He looked at me
Hashtag
like I had
docking?
4 heads. Did I what?
What? I just heard docking. I don't know.
No, not docking. I'm not docking in you.
Yeah. All right, Gisela, what do you got for the?
Inquiring minds.
No, the
Oh, on here or which one?
syndicate.
Oh, well, I just took that off right now because I'm attending to our guest.
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
Tending. Ooh.
All right, I want to give a
Somebody
big.
has to. We can't ignore.
Wait, there's a bar?
Yes, we can't ignore Mary and Matt
Oh,
and
they don't get
Michael
ignored. I guess I should
and
look at this.
Anthony
And I see Jimmy
and
and
Darlene
Jason.
And Cubby and
Jason
Karen.
God damn.
and
I'm
Freddy Cougar. I'm sorry.
And Annette.
Aaron Burris.
And Frankie and Annette and
Yeah.
All right, I think
what's
I'm-
it, Eric Von
Mickey
Zipper.
Mouse and Goofy.
Eric Von Zipper. I want to give a big shout out to all our syndicated stations: American Forces Network, Raw Talk Online, www.rawtalkonline, www.qstarfm.com, Steve Jarrett and the crew, and last but not least, DJ Friction at 102 DLG Radio Orlando. Good evening, everybody. Glad to have you aboard in the new year.
Yeah.
All right, so today we got Inquiring Minds from Gisela, and Gisela is, everybody should give her a big round of applause. She got a great prognosis medically. I won't get into details, but it deserves a very big round of applause.
Oh, thanks.
It was so good she put a hole in Carlo's hand.
I don't, yeah, I don't want to share it.
He was going to get screwed either way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so what do you got for us as far as Inquiring Minds?
Okay, Inquiring Minds. I'm going to go through the questions and then we'll answer.
Do you have riddles or just
I
Inquiring?
have riddles.
Let's do the questions.
Okay.
All right, only 5 riddles and 4 questions today.
Good, okay.
All right.
4 questions. So.
That's right. 4 Inquiring Minds.
Shit, I gotta think.
Yes.
You
1.
don't have to. You gotta have fun with it.
This is fun. What is your comfort food?
That's an easy one.
Easy, okay.
2. What is the best thing about your life right now?
Okay, still alive.
3. What movie scenes you love the most and say your favorite part?
Okay.
And do you believe in astrology?
Good, okay. That's easy.
That's that.
Good questions.
That's
What did she ask again?
I'll remind you later.
Okay, that's fine, because we're both gonna be like, oh.
In the words of the immortal
Voulez-vous coucher
Socrates.
avec soi? No.
In the words of the immortal Socrates, I drank what?
What?
In the words of the immortal Pierre-Francois de la Brioschi.
So what's your,
Le Bleu!
so we'll answer the first one anyway for now, and then we'll go back. So what is your comfort food, Dave?
Pizza.
Pizza.
I was going to say that.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Is that eating it or ordering it for
Yes.
yourself?
Comfort food. Comfort foods.
Okay, who's next? You get the proc.
Will.
Big Will.
Chinese food.
China. Anything
No, wait.
particular?
Yeah, roast pork egg foo yes.
Some
Now, are
young
you
guy?
talking about the
No,
Chinese
cream of
food?
some young guy is only on Sundays.
Oh, you like some young guys. Huh?
Oh, some young guys. Oh, sometimes.
I can't picture you.
I'm
a
gonna
Chinese
walk
food guy.
back.
Especially in PA.
Here's the thing. The Chinese food in PA is different from the Chinese food in New Jersey.
I would say so, yeah.
How
We use
so?
we use
And New
less cat
Jersey's
and dog
different
now.
than New York.
How so, though?
How you like that scramble?
If you look at the Chinese dumpling
Pizza.
in New York, right?
You get the
Chinese
venison and
dumpling
broccoli
in
out
New
there.
York
Right.
is about this big.
Right.
The Chinese dumpling in Pennsylvania is about this small.
Oh my
Oh, okay,
God!
wow.
So it's
wow.
totally
They're
different.
called
I ordered
Swedish
dumplings
meatballs.
when I was
That's
out
the
in New York.
Chinese butthole, not
I
the
was
You
like,
better cut back.
What the hell is
Yeah.
this? It was all dough.
All I know is I'll never eat pizza in Clifton Heights, PA.
No.
We never did.
Yeah,
We never got to.
Never been there.
the guy took an order with a pencil, so you
He's
know
standing
they
like
ain't
this.
doing that
Oh.
well. If they
He's
gotta
probably
take
still
an
sitting there
order.
like this, too.
That's so he can correct himself later.
You know, though, in New York, when you go into a Chinese restaurant and take out, you're actually circling with a pencil what you want, and then you just hand it to the cashier and you get the heck out.
If
It's got
you're
nothing to do with, it's got nothing to do with ordering a sliced pizza with nobody else in the place.
See where I
Yeah.
order Chinese from, it's always large size. I don't understand that. Could
Large
you just
size?
tell me it's a large? Can we do that?
large.
It's a
I
large,
like-
large, large
Cheese
size.
I like when
Yeah, I need the biggie fries and dumplings.
Now the best is when you order like it takes you 3 minutes to order all the food, and the lady turns around and goes, and that's it.
How about when they say? How about when they say we only have a medium and large? We have no small. How can it be? Then one's small and one's large. What the hell? There's no medium.
What bothers me is the place we order from. Literally, their grasp of the English language concerns me because she'll answer the phone. Hello, I'll give her the order. She, okay,
10 minutes.
yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I
Always
get
10
there.
minutes.
I used to prank them all the time. I used to call up and order at Four Seasons and tell them hold the Frankie Valley.
My
Stupid as shit.
The worst is you get there and she's like, "You order? Yeah. What numbers? I don't know. I ordered food. This
Well,
is my
that's what I'm
fucking
saying. In New
order."
York,
My-
you circle the numbers.
My Aunt Kate didn't know
Very
any
simple.
better, and she called up and said, "Can you send some chinks over?" And we all go, "No, don't say that." What are you saying?
Get the goddamn gook off my lawn.
My grandfather used to like lo mein, but he called it brown spaghetti.
But when you order, they're not even friendly on the phone.
No.
Like when you call up,
They're not friendly in person.
Hi, I'd like to place an order for Livy. What's your number?
No.
In their defense, they're lucky to be alive. All right, you know what I mean? When you have to kill off half your siblings.
What scares me is when you go in there and the cook goes, "You order?
Yeah, right.
What the fuck are you doing?"
The worst sound in a Chinese restaurant is.
That's usually followed by.
So we have Matt His favorite comfort food is steak loaded with baked potatoes.
You didn't even ask me.
And soup. No, we didn't even get to
Wait,
Mike.
we're loading the
Get the
steak
mic.
with baked potatoes?
Yes.
I'm confused.
No,
steak
steak loaded
loaded
baked
baked
potato.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's the baked potatoes, got steak in it.
I
Steak
can't remember my
loaded
name. You want me to
baked
read things now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mike, what's yours?
So
You
go
didn't ask
ahead.
yours.
What's yours?
You
You like coffee from New York? No.
That's not food.
I've had coffee from New York and it's okay.
It's a lie.
So what's your comfort food?
I don't know.
What's my comfort food? Whatever you put in front of me that I didn't pay for.
Animal House Radio.
Shit.
That's comfortable.
Do I look like a skinny guy to you?
Yeah.
It's comfort food.
You'd be wrong.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right,
You
Paul.
are.
Mine is, I got one of two choices. Either a corner of Sicilian pizza
The corner. I
or
like
peanut butter jelly sandwich. One of the two.
peanut butter jelly time.
Man, that is just like the extreme opposite on everything, isn't
I know,
it?
but I love peanut butter
It's
jelly.
like a white chick and a black chick. Which way you going? I don't,
Whoever says yes.
Well, he definitely got a
That's
threesome.
right.
He's got peanut butter jelly and pizza.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm into threesomes.
I think that's an orgy at that point because he's the fourth. So.
Oh yes.
I'm into
Oh,
threesomes.
boy. That's a tough question because there's like favorite dishes, but comfort
Just
food?
answer the fucking question.
A fusilli bolognese. I love
Oh. Meat sauce. I love
What
meat
the
sauce.
hell is that?
Meat sauce?
it.
Just a fancy word
It's
for
like
meat sauce.
I'm Irish
meat
and German.
and
Just
sauce.
I'm Irish and
He
German.
likes
Just say
German
spaghetti and
Shepherd.
meatballs.
No, I'm looking
He likes Germans. Well, he is from the country, so it's possible.
Yeah.
German Shepherd.
Shepherd pie.
Pearl Harbor, forget it. He's rolling.
Or Villanopolis, veal parmesan
Oh, yeah,
with spaghetti
I
with meat
love
sauce.
that.
I mean, had you said cannoli, I'd have understood and at least been,
You
All
want
right,
some
we'll
fresh
try to dumb it
cannolis?
down for you.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
What is my favorite
I
comfort?
was in the army. It was eat the
You
slop.
like anything
Yes.
sweet?
Yeah, I
The
do
stuff
like
that's not
sweet.
moving.
That's right. If it didn't move, eat it that day.
I think I like that Big Mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's an indulgement right
That's
there.
between you two.
That is really, really bad. A Big Mouth.
She's talking about Carlo. I'm
is
leaving
a
the studio.
big pastry. It looks like this, no joke.
Did you hide under your bed?
No, this one stays in my mouth. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. And inside, it's just filled with cannoli cream.
Oh,
It
Bacala.
is so good.
Okay.
And all you do is spoon the cannoli cream out and eat it.
So this is
Nice.
like
It's
a
very,
fat ass cannoli. Is
oh
that
my
what we're getting?
god!
Okay.
But
what it is.
without
So
the
you
cannoli,
got to start to get into my headspace here because we're not going to have a good night if I'm
it's
not
called
understanding.
it's called Big Mouth.
Okay,
I mean,
fair enough.
very
Might have to
good.
find this place and have one.
Yeah, it's like overloaded with.
It's not a place, it's a person.
Matt said he's going to
Either
bring
way.
you some PB and jelly sandwiches to the studio.
Nice.
All right, I dare you because you still haven't been here yet.
Yeah, Matt, you're full of shit. You
You
keep
know?
telling me you're gonna
Yeah, you
come.
commit to
you
see
don't
other
show
people's
up.
shows, not ours.
Another
Matt.
year,
Yeah, Matt.
Matt, I drove 4 hours for this shit. Get down here.
Yeah, Matt.
another year gone by, Matt. Still no Matt.
You can get here with the
2019.
sandwiches in the next hour. Come on, make it snappy, crappy.
All right.
All right, what's the
There's
next
seven
one?
All
us
right.
in the
The
studio.
next
Get going.
question is, what is the best thing about your life right now? I have a feeling I know what your answer is.
What?
Your house.
His new house.
Yes. Well, not entirely yet, but yes.
Okay. Part of it.
How is that
That's a-
going with the new home?
They're almost done with construction. They're about third done with the construction, I should say.
Yeah, and I want to
Okay.
make you a
They're doing some
sign.
work on the patio and the basement wall and
I
stuff.
wanted
So.
to make you a cute welcome sign, but
They're
I don't
doing
know what
outside
to
stuff
put
in
your
the
whole
winter?
last name or
No, inside.
Oh, okay.
or just
They were doing the patio stuff, but it's because it was still
Oh, you
warm
got
at
an
first.
indoor patio?
Hodges
No,
Man
no.
Cave. No, Castle. You got to tell me how you want me to do
Pet
it.
Cemetery
He's got his
Studio?
porn studio.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
could
so.
do that. I could do pet studios for you.
Okay, who's next in your question?
So, okay. Will.
all right.
Let's
I'm
go.
going to say the best thing going on for me right now is my wife's business.
Nice.
Okay.
Her Nerf arena has just exploded over
I'm
the
so
last
glad
couple
you
of
finished
years.
What
Okay,
the hell
but
is
what
that
is a
Nerf?
Nerf arena?
What is Nerf
Okay,
arena?
you know what laser tag is?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Picture
shoot
laser
Nerf
tag
balls?
with Nerf darts.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
And where is this?
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah,
is
my
in
kids
Scranton,
would like
Dunmore,
that.
Pennsylvania. It's called Dart Zoning.
You could do kids go.
Kids go ages 7 and up.
What's the price ranges? You know, put it out there.
$15 for 3 matches.
Promote, damn it.
3 matches is about an hour.
Cool.
And I'll tell you, adults, kids,
Oh,
Sure.
wow.
everyone has a
And what
good
part
time.
of
Oh, yeah, it's
Pennsylvania?
fun.
It's in Dunmore, Pennsylvania.
And
How
it's
far is
much per
Dunmore from
person?
Scranton?
$15 for an hour. It's
No, I
3
mean
matches.
for me.
For you. Well, just come up.
It's like
just
30.
come up.
You know,
Carlos.
you know what they say?
Really,
If
my
you-
kids would like to go.
If you
Yeah, I
want to
would
come
say.
up, if you're in Pennsylvania, you just call my phone, send me a message. Hey, I'm going to Dart Zone. I will
How
message
far are
my
you
wife.
from Scranton?
Oh.
Know what they say when
Me?
you know what
I
they
live
say
in
when it's
Scranton.
over?
Oh, because that's my mother lives.
It's a
Yeah.
3 hour.
You know what they
drive.
say when it's over? They say, "You want to play more?" No, I done more.
Yeah, the more.
See, I'm
I've
that
done less,
asshole
I've done
adult that I
more.
would pay just to go in there and shoot all the kids. 'Cause
Yes.
you know.
No, and you know what? It is a lot of fun as an adult to watch little kids running around and then shoot them in the face mask with a Nerf dart. You have no idea how much fun it is because they get the impact and they're like, "You just shot me in the face. You're wearing a mask. Get over it."
Yeah. Who's Big Sarge?
Yeah, he sent you a message.
I did. I see that.
He's
That
Big
is
Sarge.
that. No, I'm not Big Sarge.
Oh, you're
Big
not
Sarge
Big
is a
Sarge.
buddy of mine named Rob Brandt. He actually runs the Big Sarge radio show over on Redcon
cool.
One Medium. It's a very political. If you're not a politics person, trust me, you
Yes,
probably.
this is a non-political show, so we leave the politics outside.
Yeah, but his show is like all.
Yeah, pretty all politics, military related type stuff. He's
Good.
yeah,
That's
he's another
good.
Army vet. So
Nice.
Well, that's
good.
awesome.
I will always back Sarge on that one. Yeah.
Thank you,
Alright.
Sarge.
So we
Me
got to
too.
keep Sarge in mind for our next concerts that we have coming up.
Yeah, all summer long we get free tickets
For veterans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
okay.
if you know anybody that wants stuff.
Hey,
with-
Shay.
Rob, you hear
I
that
miss
now? Don't
you, Mr.
don't
Tesla.
yell at me.
yeah, he should come in and sit with us one
Well,
night.
he's in Harrisburg, so he's not that far away. I mean, he just drive on down.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
no worries. No politics on.
You know what? No, listen, I don't begrudge it.
The thing is, there's too many opinions.
there's
Begrudge
so
it.
much of it out there.
No
You can
point.
turn on any channel and see it. I just want a feel-good 2 hours. We don't have to worry about walls and
No, I don't want to hear about that.
you know.
No.
See, my political view is simply this: I'm an asshole, and that's all you need to know. It's really
You know what I don't like?
Yes,
As-
I've already gathered.
Is that
I
a
don't
party?
I don't like comedians using Trump for every single goddamn TV friggin' comedy show.
You don't-
Channel 2, 4, 7. Like, shut the fuck up and stop talking about Trump. Get him out of your mouth because all you're doing is causing him more fame. And keep your goddamn opinions to
Case in
yourself.
point,
and
Colbert.
just be a
Every word
comedian.
out of his mouth. Do you have any material you can use
Yeah,
besides?
nah.
I mean, are you
I
kidding
don't
me?
watch. Here's the thing: I don't watch political humor, and I know there's a lot of. I know a lot more conservative comics than I know liberal comics, which is quite surprising because I'm kind of middle of the road.
hey.
You're not a conservative.
No,
you're
we're-
a liber dick.
No, I'm a libertarian and constitutionalist.
Right.
Or if you talk to the wrong
but you-
people, libertarians and liberals are apparently the same thing, and I about lost my mind on that guy.
Well, classical liberalism is very close to libertarianism.
Yeah, but
But
liberals
actual
nowadays-
today's Democrats and liberals are totally different. from
Exactly.
that. But we're not talking politics. So
No,
God
not
damn
at all.
it.
You did this.
But here's the thing: is when I'm at a show, I don't tell political jokes depending on the crowd. Like I can tell a conservative joke, I can tell a liberal joke. If the crowd's gonna love it, I test them out with a couple of little jokes, and then I go that route.
Well,
And then
see,
they laugh
I
the
think
whole
the
time.
only one who gets away with that is Angel Salazar because he's a little short Cuban and he talks about the wall. It's funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's
don't
not
anybody
offensive.
else talk about that.
So what you're trying to say is he donated to the GoFundMe for the ladders
Absolutely.
for the wall? Is that what you're getting at?
He's
He
looking for
absolutely
money.
did.
Never
He's
mind
looking.
donating. But see, when Angel or somebody else that's been around for a long time, no offense to the younger comics, but I applaud anybody for having the free speech to say what they want on stage or off. It's not for me political humor. I just think that there's too many pitfalls, which leads me into a topic that I wanted to bring up today. And since all of us here are comics, and Giselle has been around us long enough that her opinion will qualify as a comics because she's been around us all. There's no way to deny that this country has been overly sensitized with this
Yeah,
and that,
Joe.
with nitpicking.
All right, I'm offended by that statement.
That being said, case in point, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they weren't going to put it on the air. A principal at the Catholic school
Right.
doesn't want candy canes because the J stands for Jesus. Now,
Carlo, baby, it's cold outside, okay?
And I sang that with pride a million times.
That being said, as comics here, do you think the worse it gets, is it going to be hard? Is our art going to suffer for it? Because you're going to have people going on stage. Oh, I can't do this, and I got to worry about offending this one. I think it's going to affect comedy in general. Maybe not the guys that've been around for 30 years, but these new guys coming up. I'm not going to get into that shit show.
I think it all depends on your crowd. I think that I have little tester jokes. Like here's one of my testers, okay? What's the difference between a Nazi and a gay man? 45 degrees. Okay, now that joke got laughs from both conservative crowds because
Right.
I've gone some really deep
Right.
country conservative areas, and it got laughs from the liberal
Everywhere
crowds.
up here.
So yeah, everywhere in Pennsylvania, it's
Yeah.
like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, but see, you don't know. See, the problem is, Will, you don't know. Like, I was doing crowd work with a girl, and I asked her
That was
what
funny.
kind of work she did. And
She said accountant.
She said an accountant. I says, well, you're in the wrong business with a chest like that. You should
No, you said with tits like that, you should open up a
pizzeria.
pizzeria. and
didn't
she
want-
walked the fuck
She
out.
was pissed off. Like that's so harmless. Like
It's horrible.
See, that's
It's-
the problem though today is everything has become we have to be PC. You
and
can't
that's
say
Yeah.
that
bullshit.
it's-
Because in the '80s, and Paul, you know this.
But one
I know
thing-
nothing.
You can say anything
We can
you
tell.
want. Crowds, nobody had sticks up there.
You know what I don't like? And again, you guys could say what you want. You're comedians. You're on stage. That's your craft. I don't believe you should apologize for anything you said after the fact. That's fucked up. You said it as a joke and good humor. You didn't say it to be malicious or anything. There's no reason why people should expect an apology. I'm sorry. Get over it. Stick a freaking bottle or pacifier in that person's
And
mouth.
that's
They
why
don't
I'm
need to
happy
hear.
Kevin Hart didn't apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
well, yeah.
The guy from the
from,
Adam Sandler movies. You can do it. What's his name?
Oh,
Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider. Yeah.
He put the best tweet up. He's a fucking comic. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
It's a
Get
joke.
Over
Get
yourself.
over
I was going to say not only that, it was from like 10 years ago. Really?
Right.
I mean,
It was a
this-
joke. You didn't-
This is
it's
the
not
problem.
malice.
If you follow that suit, then you're gonna get mad what they do in movies too,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
they're actors. I mean,
Exactly.
Well,
We're
they do.
going
That's
down
why they
that
go after
road.
Right.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Well, just like
Reindeer
the
and
girl
Baby
that
It's
got
Cold
mad
Outside.
about Tizzeria. You're at a comedy club. You're there to have fun. If
And
you
your
don't have
tits
a
are
sense
out.
of humor,
What do you want me
get
to
the
do?
fuck out.
It's not my fault your tits are out.
Right. How about that girl from Bananas
all the
with
way
you?
home now.
You thought about
I
tits
enjoyed
the
that.
whole way here. I don't know
I
what
thought
the
about
difference
tits
is.
all the way here. I'll be thinking about tits all the way home
That's
now.
it.
yeah, but he
It's
didn't mean
tits are us.
yours,
No,
Will.
I'm kidding.
Yes, yeah.
Toys R Us is out. Tits
He's
are in.
got some nice tits.
Yeah, but on a long ride, does it matter?
Will has got great
A
moves.
hole is a hole, baby. Okay. Yes.
So anyway, what is this about you and paranormal? Go ahead.
Oh hell, we're gonna go down
Oh,
this road.
Yeah, I
He's
like
got
that
the
stuff.
moves like
I love
Jagger.
it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, this is the little known fact. I've actually been a paranormal investigator for about 17 years
Awesome.
now.
I got invited to do it. I don't know if I want to.
My friend
though.
Anthony does that out in PA. He's got the part of
So
some
you
show
work with
out
Anthony?
I
Paranormal detectives.
I might have run into him. I don't know who Anthony
So,
is.
so you have a show or you do it on your own?
I actually am part of a team out of the area that I'm in. We're
Cool.
a 5-person team now.
Are you going to, they're doing something on the 20th. Are you going to be part of that in May or something for a paranormal?
Oh, the convention?
Yes.
Don't know that we're going to be a part of it. We're considering going just to kind of get a feel.
Yeah, I
we
would
haven't,
like to
we haven't
go.
done a convention yet, so I don't know. For those, if you're a paranormal fan, you're familiar with the Hinsdale House? I've been there a total of 4 times now.
Wow.
I was dumb enough to go there on crutches after hip surgery.
Oh, my God. That's what he was saying.
And then
All
the whole
right.
time I was there being threatened by something that I couldn't see or touch, telling me that it was going to throw me down the steps. So that was fun. Don't go to a haunted
go.
house on
See,
crutches. Bad idea.
My take on I love that whole paranormal thing, and I want to believe it, but there's always something that comes along that disproves it scientifically, and it
Not
makes
true.
you not want to believe it.
Maybe on your
Except for
case.
the ghosts.
Maybe in your case, not
Except for
mine.
the ghosts, yeah, it all depends.
See, that's the thing though. Is our team is very scientific in that aspect. We use probably some of the most scientific equipment that you can get at Current, which is kind of nice, kind of expensive, kind of nice.
Right. No,
Let me ask you a question now.
Oh,
we,
shit.
we went to, where were we? In Pennsylvania, Amish country, whatever.
Amish,
Amish
yeah.
land.
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Could be
thank you.
Lancaster. Could be a
So
lot of places.
We
Louisville.
actually we were in a home, you know, where a family used to live, and they're like showing it off. You know,
Yep.
you just pay. So I was there, and I had my iPhone. I'm taking pictures, and I swear to God, I saw like orbs, and I never seen orbs before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "No, that's your camera doing it." I said, "No, it's not." I said, "Because when I was moving my camera around, the orbs stopped. They were only a certain place. They happened to be in the mother's like bedroom where she was hung up her clothes.
Yep.
And they, to me, I felt like they were little children playing around mommy's dress. They were blue orbs,
'Kay.
like floating, like little kid thing. And then when we walked into the kids' room where they had the little rocking horse, the same little blue orbs were by the rocking horse.
Okay.
So that's weird. So I felt something. Went to that's the first time I saw orbs. I went to Salem did a witch's trial.
Yep.
Walked into the I actually felt, and not everyone felt this. I felt like I was on an elevator, like the whole floor was moving. Myself.
And again, then that's a possibility. Personal experiences are always great. I don't put a lot of, and this is just a personal opinion, I don't put a lot of faith in orbs only because there are so many things that can cause an orb
Right.
or perceived
Well, that's
orb.
what he was saying. Yeah.
I've always referred to it as a light anomaly. I won't ever really call it an orb unless I
Okay.
can rule everything.
It seemed to me,
possibly
I never
out, yeah.
would say orb, but in this case I felt because of
Yeah.
where they were positioned.
Yep.
And
that
I'm
it
like
was.
her. I'll go to certain places and I get like the hair on the back of my
Yeah.
neck will stand up and stuff like that.
I met a girl in Quebec once, said she was a ghost. I tried to make love to her, and she said only the spirit moves her.
He's
I was at
back.
He just dove off the ledge. We just completely skipped. We're going to walk up to it now. He's just going to run and jump.
That's
I
it.
went to a tizzeria and saw some
That's
orbs.
right.
He saw a little
Those are
round orb.
really big orbs.
Yes. And they had little orbs on the front of them.
They were very nipply. No,
All this time,
It's cold outside, huh?
Oh, baby, yeah.
Let me just say this: you don't believe in ghosts unless you've experienced them yourself.
Yeah.
And I've experienced them, so I know they're real.
Well, I've had instances
Yeah.
where I think something had to happen.
No, you don't think when you come
I
across ghosts,
believe,
you know.
yeah.
You know. There's no
Trust me,
thinking.
the reason I got into the paranormal field is 2 years after my mom passed away, I heard my mom's voice on a recorder that had not been, my mom had been
Recorded,
dead
right.
2 years.
Right.
No female in the house.
Right.
Sounded exactly like my mother. It's one of those things you just go, yeah, okay, hell, I don't know.
So, well, do you consider yourself spiritual, or just you're curious?
I'm an asshole. I mean,
No,
that's,
not an asshole. But I'm saying besides
Besides-
you
When
know,
it comes
you
to the
heard-
paranormal.
right.
I consider myself a healthy skeptic in that, you know, our team as a general rule of thumb will always rule things out
Right.
before it's for any of you that are Sherlock Holmes fans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Sherlock Holmes.
That's good.
For his quote, and this is kind of what our team lives by, you rule out the
The
impossible,
obvious.
whatever
Right.
laughs, however improbable, it must be the truth.
Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you eliminate.
exactly.
I mean, my mother is a born again Christian. She's a pastor, and she's like, "No, don't get involved in that. Let us stay away." And I'm like, I totally disagree with her. Always, I've always had.
I had a ghost run through me once, so I know they're real.
So, you know,
Scared the
See,
hell
here's
out
the funny thing is I was born and raised Roman Catholic.
me too.
I'm still
too.
a Catholic to this
Me
day.
too.
Right.
Catholics are like the worst people to go, hey, this place might be haunted. Oh, hell no! I need a young priest and an old priest. They lose their
Yeah.
damn mind.
It's funny you should say that because I, as a Catholic, you know, I'm not a practicing. I don't go as much as I should. But
You don't practice?
No.
Damn Kama Sutra.
I believe in that the exorcism
Yep.
stuff. I really do. I think that but see, then you read about the Salem witch trials and how people thought they were possessed, and it was just early,
See, I believe there's demons
it
in
was
certain
early
people.
signs of mental illness. That they didn't diagnose.
And that's the thing is actually one of the team members we have is actually he's a college student right now. He's a double major. One is in criminal justice forensics, and the other one is psychology.
That's you.
So we kind of have him shrink folks. It's great.
Right.
We just stand there and go, you talk to him.
There's a
Wow.
different. There's a different thing. You're talking about different things, all different
But
things.
wait,
here.
do you get
Spirits,
invited to
demons,
people's homes?
ghosts? They're all different. They're not all the same. So
Exactly.
But when doing the paranormal investigations, do you get invited to people's homes, or do you just go into like abandoned buildings, or like how do you?
We do a little
Map
of
it
A.
out.
We do a little of A, a little of B. What we do is we tend to put feelers out. Typically, the best place to do that's obviously the internet nowadays. I
Right.
mean, we'll put everything out from, ads in like the yard sale sites, the classified sites saying, "Hey, ever had any strange experiences?" Blah blah blah. Feel free to contact us. We don't charge for our services. It's completely free
Oh,
service.
that's
This
nice to
comes
know.
out of our pocket essentially. We do occasionally the famous quote unquote haunted locations like the Hinsdale House. We've been to
Right.
the Hinsdale House. We've been to
The prison?
I've not done the prison yet. I've always wanted
I've
to.
heard that's-
Prison's rather expensive though.
Yeah.
What
And
was the,
I heard
what was
that's
the
really
hairiest situation that you were involved in?
a yeti. A yeti.
A Yeti? It was a freaking Wookiee, man. But it's your people. It's a Wookiee. So your people. It's a Wookiee. You're lost.
I'm totally.
Greek?
Okay, he already forgot it.
He's
It's all
thinking
right.
about-
Carry back Greek guys?
He just heard hickey, so
Yeah,
he's
he
confused.
heard Hickey and not Wookiee. It's okay. Hairiest situation by far. I was actually in the basement of the Hinsdale house with our old co-founder. We were sitting there, total dark. What it looked like to me was a person crawling on the ground. I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me, but I could see this gray mass-looking blob crawling from between the two of us.
Right.
I looked at him, looked back this way. When I looked back this way, I don't even know how to describe what was in my face, but there was something that it kind of looked like dog, human, demon. I don't even know where to go with it, but it was like right up in my grill.
Right.
I could feel it breathing on me.
Wow.
Right.
That's when I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm out.
Out.
I'm going upstairs now. I've been doing this 17 years, but I'm going upstairs now. We're done on this one.
I'm sorry,
I've
my
had way
penis
too
scared
many
you.
experiences to not believe it.
You had a good experience.
I've had lots of
actually.
experiences.
Why don't you tell them?
It takes too long. I've had too many
He was
experiences.
Well,
born
say
too
the
far-
one-
I lived in a haunted house
Well,
for a year.
just say the
so
one
believe
with the
me, I know.
fire. That was
Psychedelics, man.
with you and when you were young.
I lived in a house for
No,
a
that
year.
was me.
No, that was him with the
Well,
fire.
I had
Wasn't it?
I'll tell you one real quick, dude. A friend of mine was in high school. It's got to be the early '80s, and I call her up. Her name was Michelle Ristan. I said, Michelle, come on out. Let's hang out or something. She goes, no, I'm going to stay home. I don't feel like going. And I'm trying to get her out. She don't want to come. I hang up with her. From what she told me, like I wasn't there to experience this, but she gets a knock at the door. She goes downstairs. There's nobody there.
Dominoes.
She walks outside.
Ding
Like-
dong ditch.
She walks around. She walks out to the front of her house, walks to the side, and the whole house is engulfed in flames. So did somebody try to?
I've been there. I've been there too.
Say, hey, get out of this house. Something's going to happen, or is it just coincidence? You know.
The house that was haunted. It was haunted. The band that we
Oh,
lived in.
Elberon?
It was Victor Mitchell's old house, and we moved out, but we still had the lease for two more weeks. So we were staying there for that last week before we moved to Hunter Mountain for the winter. We all had. It was a big mansion. I had my own balcony. My own private balcony was on the 3rd floor.
Are you adopting?
And what happened was, the night before we left, the roadie was taking all the stuff. A lot of guys were leaving our stuff and come back the next week or the week after to get the rest of our stuff. There was flames outside. Lori was with me. She was my girlfriend at the time. There's flames outside my window. And, oh, my God. Wait, when I opened the drapes, there was nothing there. I said, that's it. I'm taking all my stuff. So we took all my – I told the roadies, take my stuff. I'm bringing it. Why? We're coming back now. Take my stuff. We went up to Hunter Mountain that next week. We came back after the weekend, came back on the Monday. The house burned down. The only thing left standing was my balcony. The ghost warned us that this house. We found out later on that the landlord burnt the house down for insurance money.
Oh wow.
And but I was warned. The ghost actually warned me. This house can be on fire. And I took my stuff. Everybody else lost everything they owned.
Oh wow. That's crazy. See,
That was the last time that I was in that house.
Well, I mean, you know.
You have to experience it firsthand to believe it.
Yeah, that usually is the thing that turns a skeptic to a believer is I don't believe in this. I haven't seen anything yet. Then it happens. They're like, hey, never mind. I'm done. We're good.
Right.
All right. So where were we?
All right,
where
so
did we leave
we're
off?
waiting for Mike to answer the question. What is
What
the
did I
best
do?
thing about your life right now?
Honestly, so far 2019 has been probably the best thing about my life. I've
We're
8 fucking days.
we're
It's only 8 fucking days.
dude, you would not believe what has happened in 8 days.
I believe it. I believe good things are going to be
I mean,
happening.
it's gonna be a
for lot
great
of
year.
people. I
No
do.
I
more
mean,
Super Dave Osborne. I mean, come on.
I was not expecting to talk to a cast member from Stranger Things, but that kind of happened last night for like an hour and a half, and
Oh, cool.
And he's
So-
going to be Billy Animal. He's on the Animal House. No,
yeah, no, tell me
seriously.
seriously. And then I got to sit next to this asshole, and and I'm going to tell some jokes, and
At least
you
I
know.
get you out of the house to have some fun.
Well, I mean, the only fun I have at the house is never mind.
Mike, tell me, Will, don't remind you of Schultz from Hogan's Heroes.
Say
I
again?
see nothing. I hear nothing.
Wow, we're doing this now.
All right, what about
Here's a good trivia question for you.
Right.
On Schultz, on Hulk Hogan, what was his job before he was a soldier? They said it on one show. I saw it the other day. I went, oh my God, I never heard that before.
He was a butcher.
No, he owned a toy company.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was in
That's
Hogan's
funny.
Hero.
What
I never
kind
heard
of
that one
toys, though?
before.
Uh-huh.
Didn't say.
What kind of toys? Yeah.
Didn't
That's
say.
Yeah, it's-
A naughty toys.
safe with
Adult
chum and
toys?
sex toys.
What did he make?
Yes.
Wind up Luftwaffers? What?
they run around going, "You can't!" No.
That's what he was. That's what he said. It said it on one of the shows. I never heard that before.
So, Paul, what is the best thing about your life?
Just health and family. Really, just happy.
New Year's Eve parties. I mean, Christmas Eve.
No, just
Hashtag booze.
everybody. I'm healthy. My whole family's healthy, and we're all happy. So that's all. It counts.
And you?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
me. The best thing right now is Gisela, Dante, and Joseph.
Gisela Dante.
There's a guy trying to get laid.
That's right. He's
man.
See, he's running right for it at this point. We're
Listen, he doesn't have to try hard, okay?
This is the correct answer when your wife is sitting next to
So
you.
anyway, the best thing about my life is actually, I agree with you, 2019, because I feel like things again.
It's gonna be a great year. Believe
Yeah.
me, for worldwide, globally.
Yeah,
Believe
I
me.
just feel like there's a positive shift.
It's shifted
Happening.
already.
It's going to be great.
It's great
Yeah, hold on, let
already.
me
The
shift.
shift is gonna hit the fan.
Crazy Eddie.
I had to shift the orbs.
Thank you.
The
I'm
shift is
give you
gonna hit the
something.
fan.
Well, listen, everything is happening. It's good, right?
Yes.
It's all good.
It's all good in the neighborhood.
Dave's
all good.
resolution is to be on time for meet and greets.
No.
He always misses everything.
I think you're asking for a lot at this point, from what I'm gathering already.
Dave shows up and goes, "Is the show on yet?"
All right,
Missed it, Dave.
here's a fun question. What movie scene do you love the most, and what's your favorite line from it?
It's a tough call. I have so many movies.
I
I have
know.
so many scenes.
Exactly.
That's very hard.
I don't know. I got.
You want to come back to?
Well, we'll go with because I just watched it. I was just watching The Jerk the other night. I was born a poor black child.
The question is the
Steve
favorite
Martin.
scene and the favorite line, or from it?
Yeah.
or-
What's your favorite scene, and what line did you love about it?
Oh, well, I'll
Like,
tell
like
you right
Dave
now.
said, so many scenes. God.
Yeah.
John Belushi in Animal House when he's in the cafeteria putting all the food on the tray. Because I did.
What
that
am I
in my-
now? A zit.
Exactly. See if you can guess what I am now. A zit. Get it? I just love that scene. Because I did.
Well, I like that other scene that you were mentioning earlier about the Pearl Harbor. Let him go. He's on a roll.
Oh yeah.
Or Shay's favorite one from that movie.
Niedermeyer.
You fucked up. You
Dead.
trusted us.
And I love when Tim Matheson goes. He tells him his name is Frank Lyman, and they don't. It's just so funny because Frankie Lyman was a
Singer
short
for the
black
50s.
teenager
Yeah.
was a singer, and like they don't pick up on it. It's just a great movie.
Oh, Fawn wasn't expecting me here tonight.
My favorite scene. There's no lines in it. It's just a favorite scene.
Jonathan Winters.
Jonathan Winters is destroying the gas station in this mad world.
Wow.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite scenes of all time. I laugh hard every time I see that scene. There's no lines.
I haven't watched that in a long time. I gotta see that again soon.
And Mike, your favorite scene?
Yeah, it's going to go right down the alley here, but Ghostbusters. Ray, when somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
What about you, Bill?
Oh, I've got lots of favorite scenes, but
The videos
One
with your
in
wife
the-
does not count.
The
well,
one where your
those are
wife-
those are my favorite
The
scenes.
one where
but-
your wife's packing your bags and they're leaving them on the porch.
no,
November
she-
13th.
That she wouldn't do that. No one else could put up with her crazy. But no, my favorite scene is actually in Good Morning Vietnam,
Oh, okay.
where he yells into the microphone, "Good morning, Vietnam!" When he does that, that just
That's
like
awesome.
lights up my
Yeah,
day.
lifts you up.
Yeah.
And I do
Great
that in the
movie.
car sometimes.
It's like
when I'm
start your
driving to work.
engine.
That was a great movie. Uncle Floyd was actually in that movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did. He's good.
My favorite has no lines either. I just love Dirty Dancing. The end when they have I had the time of your life. That whole thing is just.
Good news is you're not in the corner.
Sometimes I am.
No, but I imagine myself sometime being picked up in the air like
Oh
that.
my God! Wouldn't
spun
that be
around.
so nice?
No, but see, with you, it's usually Chris Farley. He's spinning you.
Right, yeah.
You know what was one of my favorite lines though? You remember the movie 1984?
Yeah.
There's a scene where they have the Japanese are trying to get this big giant radio into the hull of the submarine. They can't. It doesn't fit.
1941.
And one guy says something to it in Japanese, and the subtitle says, "We have to learn how to make these things smaller."
Yeah.
It's like Godzilla movies.
See, that's
Hollywood, Hollywood.
And now we're gonna pick a TV show
Oh, hell.
line.
What? What's the
A
question?
TV
line.
show line?
favorite
Like,
line from
yeah,
a TV.
TV show?
Oh wow,
That's
Huh.
easy too.
I'll go last.
Oh, I gotta think. TV show.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Yeah, I go with the honeymoons too. Mere bag of shells, Alice.
Your
mother's a
Peanuts, it's just
Blabbermouth.
peanuts.
Your mother-
Yeah, and do whatever any other elephant's gonna do. Eat them.
I like Taxi. What is a yellow light?
Yeah, what's the
Well,
yellow
that's a
light?
whole scene.
Yeah,
That's
that
that is
just
the greatest
the best.
scene in sitcom.
What's the
history.
yellow light mean? Slow down. What?
It's not my favorite, but I always laugh when
It's funny.
But
How about the Jim with the cookies? Peru. Southern Peru. It was a
everybody
rainy
loves
season.
Everybody loves Raymond, and
Yeah.
the father and Raymond are playing ping pong.
Right.
And the father's whooping Ray's ass, and he's just taunting Ray. He goes 1 versus 0, and Ray can kiss my rear.
How about when she says, when Marie says to him, says to Frank, she goes, "I'm just your trophy wife." He goes, "What? What contest in hell did I win?"
We had Patricia Hean on. She was so great.
Yeah, she was nice.
But, did,
Meat.
oh,
Meat.
I'll cover.
Aristophanes?
What about you, Will?
There's so many.
That's
TV
hard.
shows.
That's-
We
It
can
is
talk
a hard
all night
question,
about
but
quotes.
it's good. So this is good. You talk about it.
There's millions of
Just
them.
get it out. It's okay.
Just get it
Well,
out
yeah,
there.
getting it out. That's the problem.
Larry, your mother's
Sit
an
down.
animal.
Sit down. Don't get out.
You know, the favorite scene is usually actually from Cheers. It's when they would yell Norm whenever
Norm.
he came into the
Yeah.
show. It's just Norm, and it was. They felt the love of the bar. That probably is why I like bars. now.
I noticed you like those shock value.
Yeah, yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, I'm more of a shock type person. I got blue hair going on.
well.
here.
Shock and awe.
I dye it.
I got
blonde.
white, but it's not dyed. It's okay.
Yeah, well,
And you've got like 10 years on me. So
You have a kid named Kal El. I understand why you have white
look,
hair.
we
okay?
named him after Superman. I don't know what you want. I'm a nerd.
I thought he was Muslim.
so did I when I first heard it.
No,
Mike,
the
you're a
first-
nerd. I'm.
No, I mean,
No, I know.
Listen, I love The Big Bang Theory. It's the greatest written show I ever. It's so brilliant.
He loves that.
Penny. Penny.
As a matter of fact,
That would be my line, just so we're both clear on this.
the greatest scene was funny when
I like
when
about the.
Sheldon was playing the bongos, and he goes, "I can't sleep."
No, I like when they were trying to figure
I
out
didn't
their
hear what you
wedding
said.
gift that they got.
Oh, that was
That
funny.
was
That
funny.
was recent. On the they were trying to find, but the one he was playing the bongos, Sheldon plays bongos, and You gotta watch the scene; it's hysterical. Because Jim Parsons, though, just to memorize that
Yeah,
script
the
has got
script,
to be
yeah.
hard enough.
Oh, yeah.
Dialogue is incredible.
Well, funny story. He brought up my son's name. Well, since we're here, again, my son's name is Kal-El. We went to the doctor. It's actually a twofold story. We went to the doctor for his one checkup. Nurse comes out and goes, Khalil. I stood up. I looked at her. I looked down at my arm. Looked at her. Down my arm. She looks at me. She's like, "Is there a problem, sir?" I said, "Do I look black?" She
What'd
goes,
she say?
What is his name, sir? I said, Kal-El. This is not hard. K-A-L-E-L. I don't know where you got Khalil on this one, but, you know.
She had a knee.
Yeah, apparently. She had a knee, you know, he had a penis. It's okay. I don't know
Maybe
what
she
happened
was
there.
watching Urkel.
That could be.
But I knew that.
But yeah, I kid you not. We were
People do that.
We tried to come up with a name for our son. I said to my wife, I said, okay. She picked the middle name Warren. It's her grandfather who passed away. It was his middle name. So I was like, okay, well, what fits with that? I said, well, how about we call him Clark? She goes, no, that sounds stupid. I was like, all right, I'm gonna spitball this.
Clark.
I'm gonna spitball this. It's never gonna land. She's gonna look at me like I'm half retarded. I was like, Kal-El. She goes, Kal-El Warren. I like that. I was like, what?
Wow.
Hold on.
She's a keeper.
What was your second choice?
That was a second choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Marvin.
I've got three. My three oldest are the most Irish-sounding kids in the world in terms of names. My fourth, everyone's like, what? I've got Scott William, Andrew Malachi. I came home from work one day when I was in the army. Came
Children
home.
of the Corn fan. Huh?
She hates horror movies.
Moriarty.
I kid you not. I came home from off duty off the road. I'm an MP. I was an MP in the army. Came off the road. I walked through the door, and all I hear from the living room, I haven't even really entered the house yet, is Malachi. What? We'll call him Malachi. Andrew Malachi. I'm like, where did we get this name from? She goes, Baby Book. Really? That's where we're pulling this from.
That's
Baby Book
funny.
of Satan.
Yeah, and then she
Yes.
demanded I never name any of the kids after actors. So when we were in the hospital with my third oldest, technically. His name's Colin Joseph. And she's like, oh, good. We didn't have any, any actors, anything like that. As soon as she signed the paperwork, I looked at her and went, Colin Farrell. Left it at that. And walked in. You son of a bitch!
You know what his third choice was?
Win.
Arthur.
Well, it was Clark's, and that was his second choice. He said
That's right.
Clark and then Kal-El.
Do you
so.
not call him CJ, or your mother doesn't want your wife doesn't want that?
Who? My third oldest, Colin? No, we've never broached it. I mean, for the longest time, my second oldest was Andrew. He didn't like the name Andy. The bus driver started calling him Andy this year. She's like, I can't do this. It's like, what's wrong with the name Andy? It just, all I could think of is Amos and Andy. I was like, really? What is?
That was a great show.
Why is this a problem?
Toy Story?
At least you named Kingfish.
Yeah.
It's not like we named him Asshole, so the kids went around going, hey, ass! I mean,
Isn't it
come on.
funny how everybody wants to shorten your name?
I'm gonna perform a
You know what I mean?
nicolectomy.
Like, it's crazy. I hate when people do
I'm
that.
gonna perform a nicolectomy.
See, I was just the idiot kid that watched too many. I watched all the Crocodile Dundee movies and went, oh, his name's Michael. I'll just start calling myself Mick. And everyone's like, no, that's not how this works. All right, fine.
Yeah, you can't name yourself.
Yeah, no, it's not how it works.
Actually, you're allowed to change your
man,
first name.
At 10 years old, I'll name myself whatever the hell I want.
You can actually change your first name legally. You don't have to go through a legal process. Only your last name you have to change legally. So your first name you can change anytime
Well,
you
shoot,
want.
most states now, legally, you can't.
Yeah.
Legally, you don't have to decide what gender you are either. You just collect the X, apparently.
right.
I mean,
Well, see,
Well, you know,
I
X
can fuck
marks the
myself. I
spot.
guess I'm a hermaphrodite.
It's ma'am.
Well, which one of the 72 options did they put in there?
as Bill Cosby said, my dad walked in the room. Oh, son, I see you didn't put the stem on the apple. You know, if you hold the nose and blow long enough, eventually it'll pop out, right?
Oh, that's funny. I remember that. That was
My wife came in and I was putting the baby's eyes back in its head.
Oh, my God.
All right, what else you
Crazy.
got, Gisela?
Well, this is simple. Really, do you believe in astrology? Yes or no, and why?
Okay. Will?
Only if it's good. If it's bad, I say bullshit and I turn it
Yes.
off.
Well, how about if it's really too good to be true? Do you still say bullshit?
No, if it's too good to be true, I shut it off. If it says you're gonna have a good day, you might get laid later, then I believe it. And sometimes
Finger
it
in
comes
the ass.
true.
Except for the good day.
If it says you're gonna get laid by 72 virgins, I'm like, I'm not Muslim.
Hey,
Yeah.
Robin Williams misproved that at 72 Virginians.
Yeah, I know.
Virginians. I'm interested in astrology. I would like to know more about it, but I don't know enough. But it's been too inconsistent. Sometimes it's right, but more often than not, it hasn't been. So I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know enough about it to give an informed opinion. And that's my story.
Is that your educated answer?
Is that like informed consent during sex? I didn't consent to this, therefore I know goddamn nothing about it.
In other words, you're on the cusp.
Yes.
He's on the cusp.
Stop using those big words, man. He's going to start throwing bigger ones out there, and then we're in trouble.
What about you, Mike?
Well, I mean, I am the paranormal guy apparently at the table somehow. Thanks, Sarge. So
too.
yeah. I would say yes. I don't much like Carlo. I'm not a complete expert, nor am I a partial expert. I'm kind of like a jackass of all trades, master of none. So, yes, I do. Do I understand it? Hell no. But I'm willing to put some faith in it. Again, I look for dead people that can't be seen or really heard. So what the hell?
And what about you, Paul?
I don't believe in the general astrology stuff that people put in the paper and that stuff. That stuff is bullshit. But
leave dear Abby alone.
Yeah, but I believe if you look at everything in the universe, everything in your body, everything is so systematic that there's probably some logic to everything somewhere. Right. Whether some people are good at it and some people are not good at it, I believe it probably does exist, but most of the people are charlatans. Most of the people involved in it. But if you go, I think I definitely believe it does exist to a certain degree. Yes.
And you, Dave?
I was going to basically say the same thing Paul was saying. Like, you got to remember, like, a lot of the astrology stuff goes back to, like, thousands of years ago.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they base it on, and if you look, people do have different types of personalities depending on when you're born. People, my mother used to say it all the time too. Like, people named Michael are all the same. You could see the same personality traits in all people named, and people born in the summer are all like
serial
this.
killers.
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I know I can't get along with Gemini girls.
Right.
They're all schizophrenic. Girls, not guys.
You know what? My first marriage was with a Gemini, and when I got divorced, I said never the fuck again.
That's right.
And
like
then I realized
just schizophrenic.
I realized the second time around, my current wife is also a Gemini, but she's not like a nut Gemini. She's kind of like the opposite.
She's
balancing it out.
She's like a psychotic
She might be on
killer
the cusp.
Gemini.
She might be on the cusp.
Yeah, she's
I've
on
met
the
her.
cusp, but she's not like my first one. Bad.
Hey, have you ever told the story about the time we put the carved pumpkin at your house on our boss's head and then stuck a knife in it, let him walk around with the knife in his head, scaring the children?
And then we set it on fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we're assholes.
Yeah, no, our boss was, I actually, when we were working
Our boss
together,
was a baby.
Our boss was 20 years old.
Oh, my God.
And he came to my Halloween party, which was all adults who were 21 and older, so we let him drink. We didn't care. But it was...
We're on air.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Past the statute of limitations.
Past statute of limitations. We're good. He's already 22, 24,
Yeah, well,
whatever.
Hey, you sang Sweet Transvestite to him. I can't fix that.
So he said, "Hey, let's scare the kids." I said, "All right, fine." And we carved a pumpkin, put it on his head, stuck a knife in it, and then when we got him outside, we put the tiki torch oil on top of the pumpkin and set it on fire. He literally chased the kids around the house
with the fire,
a fire pumpkin on his head.
Now
like,
here's.
He didn't even realize we set it on fire.
I was gonna say here's two things.
Did he smell?
A, he didn't realize he was on fire. B, he really couldn't see either, so he wasn't necessarily chasing the kids as much as he was the sound.
God.
Right.
We were waiting for him to run into something.
Like at the curtains?
Yeah, I was about to say the drapes.
That's funny.
And then, no, this was outside. We set him on fire outside. We were smart enough to do it outside.
My house, no. I wanted a house at the end.
This is the same boss that we...
Yeah, make sure you're into the right Skype account because I just got a missed call here.
You did?
Uh-oh. What did I do? I didn't do it.
Okay.
It's the ghost. It's okay.
I
bring friends.
No, when you're right, you're right.
We're going to get Terry Shepard on, so if you guys want to ask questions, let's keep it a little on the civilized side. Just go like this. I don't want to...
He likes to do the Jersey fist pump.
Where's your leather pants?
Where's my blow?
He likes Dave because Dave's from Planet
And
Earth.
as far as me with the astrology, I believe in, like what Dave said, the old, going back to the original. All the character traits are there, but if you have to follow literally to the day and time, and I believe in that. Mm-hmm. It's usually precise.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
Let's have it. Let's have him. Turn that up, Gene.
I hear ringing.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Terry.
What's going on, guys?
There he is. There
All
he is.
right, everybody.
Hello.
Back by popular demand, our very dear friend, former U.S. Army retired, Special Forces. He's got a show, a hits show. The new season has just started. It's called Hollywood Weapons on the Outdoor Channel, Saturday nights at 7:30. Please welcome back the astonishing Terry Shepard.
Yeah.
Astonishing, man!
Astonishing.
I think that's the first time I've been called that. Thank you very
See that?
much.
There's a first thing for first
Carl-
time for everything.
2019, you're
Yeah.
astonishing.
Carlo likes to use big words. That's why.
Yes.
Did you write
Yeah,
that one down?
I like big words. Who doesn't like big words, man? We all like big words.
So Terry,
How you guys doing? Happy New Year, man.
Same to you.
Happy New Year.
Same
Happy
to you.
New Year to you, sir. Since we last caught up with you, the show has just caught fire, and it gets better and better. And
Not
you
just
know,
the pumpkin.
you and Larry, Terry, are just like you're so like a comedy team, just doing like so many. It's just and the chemistry is there, and it's so. The whole concept of the idea was just great. It was something fresh.
Yeah, thanks, man. Well, listen, I think listen, TV. You'll learn something on the show and all that kind of stuff. But I think our goal is for you to have fun, right? Our goal is for you to watch the show and go, damn, that was pretty funny or interesting. But it's got to be fun. And Larry and I, we really are good friends, actually. And we're very serious about when the rubber meets the road, when there's guns going off or explosions. We don't goof off. We take it, we know because I did my military career. Larry also, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. He was an Israeli Defense Force vet and, actually had combat time in Lebanon. So he seems like a very mild-mannered guy. Trust me, he's been around. So we get it done when we need to get it done. But the whole concept, I think, and I feel sorry for Outdoor Channel in a way because I think initially but it's worked out better for everybody. I think they initially wanted to be, a kind of a straight down the line kind of test with some fun, but we've turned it into a Terry gets to play dress up, which is clearly the most important part of this show.
Yeah.
And get to have fun with these different movie scenes and sort of if you're a movie geek and a TV geek like I am, there's a lot of references and things like that from these different shows. And we kind of put it all together. And like you said, man, I mean, it's kind of a buddy comedy where, Larry is the adult in the room and I'm the child kicking his shins going, come on, man.
Yeah, we have, as you know, Dave, who's one of our co-hosts. He's a veteran, and he's a product of Fort Ord, and we have an in-studio guest.
Oh yeah, man. Yep.
In-studio guest Mike Zimmerman, who's also a vet, and I was
right on, guys. Right on.
Yeah, I know.
And
I didn't get. Let me finish before you keep cutting me off.
No, me, damn it.
Just for the record, I'm not a vet.
Neither am I.
And Terry, the concept, was that your creation or the Outdoor Channel, or was it?
No. It was a brainchild or nightmare of Tim Kremen, who is he's the vice president of programming Outdoor, but he was the producer of it, and Danny Ram, who Danny Ram is the writer and co-creator. He also writes. He's the script writer, and he's such a funny guy.
Oh, I love Danny.
And it worked out really well because Danny Ram has been working for Joe Mantegna. They've been Danny's worked for Joe for a long time, and Joe was working on a show for Outdoor Channel called Gun Story. He still is. It's like their top show. It's a great show.
Right.
And I guess Tim and Dan were talking about it, like, what about this? And I had worked for Outdoor Channel. I did a show for them. Yeah, man, a few years ago. It was called ETU, Elite Tactical Unit. It was a really fun show to do. It was a SWAT competition, so there were real SWAT guys
Right.
from around the country. And Michael Hawk, who's a very good friend of mine in Special Forces, he was the commander of the show, and I was one of the quote-unquote team leaders, even though there's nothing I'm going to show, real-world working SWAT guys how to do. But so that's how I got a relationship with Outdoor Channel and Tim Kremen. And then when they came up with the idea, they put it towards me, and I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. But, of course, the more we all work together, the more I spent time with Larry and Danny got to see how we interact and kind of, whatever, if you want to call it a sense of humor that I have, however I do things, it's all become this kind of juggernaut of fun, and it's viewer feedback driven too. So now, season 3 just premiered. Gosh, the second one's going to be on Saturday. And so season 3 premiered. We're going to start filming season 4 here in March. And so far, everything has been driven by people writing in going, hey, man, do you remember that scene from blah, blah, blah? Why don't you try that? And we take them seriously. We're like, is it doable? Is it feasible? Is it safe? I mean, guys telling me to, outrun a nuclear explosion, that's rude. I'm not going to be able to do that. but oh, no, you should see some of the suggestions. I'm like, come on, man. Come on.
That's funny.
Although they make me smile. So, yeah, that's kind of how it all that's how it started. And I got to tell you, it worked out really well for me because, I was an active duty Green Beret from 88 to 97. I got out, went to classical theater school. Finished that. I was a working actor in New York City. Right. 9/11 happened, so I was like, what do I do, man? Do I go on auditions or get back in the fight? So I re-enlisted in the National Guard Special Forces in October 2001, and I retired in 2016.
Right.
So the whole time I was doing all these other TV shows as my quote-unquote civilian job, I was, deploying, training, and doing stuff with the Special Forces A team. So when I retired in 2016, it's hard for guys like us to get out, man. It's just,
right.
I mean, what's going to really... Yeah, first of all, nothing can replace what we did. But, a lot of guys have problems kind of finding what they want to do. And I got lucky, man. I was right on my retirement date. I was just starting to film Hollywood Weapons. So I got really lucky. And they've been really good to me. Outdoor Channel's been great. And, we're on Netflix.
Yeah.
We're on Netflix and Amazon, which has also helped, because it's obviously internet streaming is so many people do that. So the first 2 seasons are on Amazon. And I mean, on Netflix and Amazon. I think Amazon has the first one, might have the second. That one's coming, and then in about a month and a half, when we get done premiering on Outdoor, Netflix will be and Amazon will have season 3 as well. So that's all. Yeah. We're just gonna be. You're gonna get sick of us really quickly. Yeah. So I apologize.
Nah, it's fun.
Not as long as you wear the leather pants.
Oh yes, you are correct. By the way, thank you very much for that because I get stopped a lot for that stuff. I'm like. I'm not joking. I get a lot of, hey, you're Greg Gutfeld's friend who's on. You're the dude wearing those white leather boots and pants. I go, yeah, don't you judge me.
Yeah. Dave's actually mad at you because you were supposed to let us know when you came into town to Greg's show and you didn't. And Dave's like, he's been on 3 times. I don't know.
Well, you know what, dude? You know what, by the way? That's shame on me because I do have to remember this because the way it kind of works out, and I have, I can just claim, small brain injuries. It's really just old age. But they call me literally sometimes a couple days before, hey, you want to come up? I'm like, yeah. So I fly and I basically fly in Friday afternoon. We tape the show and I go home. But next time I go up, I have to do longer, and we got to find a way. If you guys want to get on too, I mean, you can just come on.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
Awesome.
We'd love
Why don't you tell Terry who's listening right now?
Yes, we got Charlie Schlaughter, who was a very famous actor from Diagnosis Murder. He's in our chat room, and he sends his regards. You know what, Terry? I was watching.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
I was on the site. I was doing some binge watching, and I was watching some of the episodes. And dude, when you came out dressed as Captain Kirk, I almost fell out of my chair. They did.
By the way,
what was the test for that?
That's my favorite episode from season 1. I mean, there's a lot of great moments from season 1, like meeting Bill Duke, from Predator, the coolest, nicest guy, and a lot of shooting a minigun, holding a minigun, that's pretty dang fun. But I think the Star Trek one was the capstone because again, dude, come on, I was dressed like Captain Kirk, and there was a guy there that looked like Scotty, and there's a moment when I look behind me and he's like, I'm like, energized, because it's like, oh crap, and then where we did it was up in upstate New York. They have the Star Trek place. This guy created the exact replica of the movie set of the
bridge,
Enterprise.
yeah.
So that was really fun.
That is cool.
Fun.
You know what's funny about it, Terry? It wasn't the fact. Besides, you were in the outfit. You just walked out like you were Kirk with the mannerisms, and you're sitting in the chair with your hand on your cheek, and you're giving orders. And then what did you do? You recreated the bamboo cannon.
Yeah. So one of I think a really pretty famous episode if you know that. I never. By the way, I've never seen any other Star Trek shows. Shame on me, I guess.
No, me
the original, early ones. Yeah, so we recreated the when he fights the Gorn, the lizard guy.
Right.
I got the choreograph.
That's a classic.
I watched that video over and over again, and I choreographed the really kind of bad stage combat that those two did.
Yeah.
And Billy Rutherford, who's one of the guys on the show working for us, he's one of our editors. It's great. He actually was dressed up in that Gorn costume, the poor guy.
He moves so slow, too.
That's because he was in the costume.
Yeah, the slow motion double punch and then the bad kick. and I'm getting dropped on my butt, and I'm trying to talk to Larry, and yeah, a lot of this. So Danny sets it all out for us, but I'm very appreciative of him because he lets me kind of be me, and a lot of times we find really funny stuff as we're doing it.
Right.
But about the Kirk thing and the mannerisms, I try to do a lot of homework on it too, because I think the show is funnier if I'm doing the character and you go, oh crap, he looks like Schwarzenegger. He's doing talking like him.
Right.
So like even for the next episode that's going to be on is Saturday. It's a 70s cop kind of anthology, which is I really push for that because I love those shows. So
Right.
I get to be Columbo.
Favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
You said
Columbo.
the magic word.
We also did Chips. I come rolling up in the Highway
That's
Patrol
funny.
stuff. We did Starsky and Hutch. I actually got to
Starsky and Hutch.
drive the real Gran Torino.
Oh, man.
And that's what, dude. It's kind of like a boy's dream.
Sure.
If I ever get in a crappy
Literally.
mood, I tell my friends to just slap me because I'm like, I'm really lucky, man. I really get to have a lot.
He
of fun.
said Gran Torino, and I was like, I think
Yeah,
that was Clint
that's
Eastwood as soon as he
awesome.
said it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, one of his best. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
That movie. Yeah,
But
but the
you know
Gran
what?
Torino. That Gran Torino was. It's funny too. The guy who actually owns it told me a cool story. Like when they were, and you learn a lot of this stuff too because I'm also meeting not just like Tom Selleck was on in the second season, who's the nicest guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Gary Sinise, Nick Searcy from Justified. All these guys have been so gracious.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other people we get to meet that have important pieces on the show
Right.
where they work, like they were the armorer for the Shadow, or this guy actually owns the car, the Gran Torino. He was telling me that wasn't the original car they wanted. It was I forget it was like a Trans Am or something like that.
A
But,
Corvair.
That's a Gremlin, it's okay.
By the way,
Yeah.
my uncle used to have a Corvair. But they were like, the thing was, I forget what car they wanted, but
Right.
because they made an agreement with Ford, Ford's like, this is the car you're going. Maybe they wanted a Mustang, I can't remember, but it was like
Right.
something like that, and they're like, no, you're going to use this car. They're like, damn it, but you
Right.
know what? It's an iconic car of the show.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
absolutely.
you kind of don't know. Yeah, you kind of don't know. And talking to a lot of these people that are in these TV shows and movies, you get a lot of backstories of like, I did not know that. And
Yeah.
actually on the website,
Yeah.
they have there's posted different video clips of kind of outtakes or just longer,
Yes.
like the long interview with Bill Duke and other things like that, where you really kind of get to see, because the show it's really short, right? By the time we edit it for
Yeah.
Outdoor Channel, it's probably like 23 minutes,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's quick, man. We don't a lot of stuff. I gave you guys so much gold, and they had to edit it out. It was wrong.
But in a way, Terry, that's good because the attention spans nowadays. People will stay and watch it longer.
See, that's why he needs to
Actually,
do
you
a
know what?
cutting floor
That's
episode.
Probably better. You're right. It's probably better because if you try to get in too deep or it gets too long, people are like, yeah, maybe the football game's on. So,
After-
yeah, well, I want you to watch the opening scene and go, what the hell is going on here? And then by the time you're over, you're like, I love Terry Shepard. He's so funny.
I am totally hooked on the Outdoor Channel. When I was watching some of the videos today, trying to catch up, the Outdoor Channel has the craziest program I've ever seen. They actually have a show on there called Babes with Bullets.
That's the porn channel. What are you
I'm
doing?
aroused. Yeah.
That's the porn channel.
Yeah,
Jesus.
they definitely Outdoor Channel, to their credit, definitely knows its market. But and they're great at it. Those kind of, if you're a hunter or into fishing and stuff like that,
Right.
they kill it. But Hollywood Weapons is definitely a departure for them. So. And they kind of want to do some different things. So again, I'm lucky and grateful that they gave me the shot,
Right.
and they're all in with us. And so
That's
far,
great.
man, it's a train that ain't going to stop anytime.
No, it's going to grow. It's going to
Yeah.
grow, man.
Terry, what is the your biggest success you had on the show, and what was the biggest disappointment that you thought was had to work?
Yeah, cool. All right, I can't give too much away, but I will tell you that the biggest success. First of all, my luckiest one, the one I was kind of proud of / lucky, was when I had to recreate the Quigley Down Under 800 plus yard sniper shot with the Sharps Buffalo rifle.
Right.
That was pretty cool. But I also had Dave Gullo, who was on it, who was a pro at this. But in season 3, I think the best surprise and the most amazing one we got was from The Shadow, where there's a scene from that movie where Alec Baldwin and the bad guys shoot at each other and the bullet collides in midair. Well, we try to recreate that. I'm not going to tell you how it went, but it was pretty damn cool. And then
Wow.
probably some of the failures, some of the stuff you expect, we kind of knew it, But things like, rolling up a piece of paper in a gas tank and lighting it on, it might not be quite as dramatic. It's going to still be cool.
Right.
But some of the things you see, you might think, oh, that happens. It's like, not really. And again, man, the thing with the show, I tell people, look, my goal is not to debunk a show. That's rude, man.
Right,
I don't
right.
want to do that. It's not like, Die Hard was BS. No,
Right.
we're actually celebrating the show. So it's like we're having
Right.
fun with it. We're not saying, oh, you know what? That's not possible. I mean,
Right.
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And some days it might not work because I just kind of suck that day, and you don't take it. And
All right,
it's
I have a
it's
question for
possible,
Terry.
Go ahead, Mike.
Terry, question for you from one veteran to another. Die Hard,
what?
Christmas movie or no?
No.
I think it's a Christmas movie,
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think it's listen. If you're wheeling in a dead guy on a chair who's got a Santa hat and a bunch of Christmas lights wrapped around him that says, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho," it's a freaking Christmas.
There you go.
That's
You know
the
what?
definitive.
Well,
one.
they
I will
actually
not-
went
I will-
through
I
that.
will
Even the
not-
wife's
I will not
name is.
yield on this.
Yeah.
Here I stand.
You know what? You're right, Terry. I agree with you. We had Joe on before the holiday break, and we were talking about Hollywood weapons, and he was mentioning it, and we were talking about some of the more popular ones that you did. He says the whole thing with the Jaws and the oxygen tank. He said
Right, yeah.
it will work, but it depends on what's in that tank.
Yeah, well, exactly. So it's funny we're talking about diving because I'm actually I live in North Carolina on the Outer Banks. I'm from New York, but I live down in Carolina. But I'm actually down in Florida, close to the end of a long week of deep rebreather diving training. So I'm a diver. I'm also an open water instructor, which is nothing like this. This is way more challenging and difficult. So I dive, so I know about that. And of course, compressed air is under pressure, but it's not
Right.
flammable, right?
Right,
There's nothing
right.
in there. So if you had a full tank of oxygen, which we didn't do that because that isn't what you saw in the movie. You can't go down to depth
Right.
with pure oxygen because you'll seize up and die. So
Right.
we did it in compressed air. So yeah, if there's something different in the tank that's a different kind of gas, certainly possible, especially
Right.
around hitting it and there's a spark and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. And the Jaws thing, that was a good one. That was actually that was kind of hard to do. I was on a mast, like a simulated mast on the side, and shooting at this damn shark head with an air cylinder in it, and it was moving. It was on a dolly coming at me and kind of bumping up and down and moving. So it wasn't easy, actually. I got oh man, I hope I don't suck on this. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's-
I'm kind of mad at you, though.
'cause-
I'm kind
yeah,
of.
well, people always expect, oh, you're a Green Beret, so you never miss a shot. No,
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way.
sometimes you miss.
No, I'm a
sometimes
li-
you miss. You guys know. You shooters know that.
Yeah.
Joe Montaigne, by the way, isn't Joe Montaigne like the nice? He's the nicest.
He's
guy.
great.
He's the
He was a
nicest
great
guy.
quarterback, I'll say that much.
He sure was. He's the greatest of all time too. Yep,
No,
exactly.
I was a little upset when I didn't see my request. I'm dying to know about that Lethal Weapon one where they shoot the Teflon bullets through the bulldozer.
Oh, by the way, that may happen in season 4. I wanted that in season 3. Some other
Right.
things popped up. I still think that's a very viable one because you're not the only one who's asked for that. You're not the
Okay.
only one who's asked for that. So I don't want to crush your hopes because I think
No,
it's
I
still
know.
gonna-
I'm just busting your balls, Terry. But it'd be cool to see.
Well, and I also listen. I want to dress up like Mel Gibson and have the mullet wig and kind of do the crazy-eyed look and go, do you want to jump? Do you?
You have to. Don't forget, you have to dislocate your shoulder too. Don't forget.
I'm sure that's happened a time or two in his career.
oh my god.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about the shoulder.
Can you imagine the remakes, though, of Lethal Weapon? Are you a Jew?
Hey, move along, sugar tits.
Terry, I got a question. It's Paul Vanier. I'm a fellow Levittown, New York guy.
By the way, did we talk that?
Yes.
You lived in Levittown, right?
Yeah, last time I'm from Levittown. That's where I'm originally from.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I told you.
I was going to ask you. Have you ever seen? I forget which movie it was. I think it's Eraser, where they use the rail guns. Are those real? I mean, those things really exist. The rail guns that shoot right through buildings and everything.
Yeah, no, there is because it's I don't know that I don't know much about them. There are things like that they're doing where they accelerate and using it's basically changing polarity and magnetism.
Right.
It just fires it forward. We're gonna do some cool stuff in season 4 that's like not not what you would think of as a weapon. Like
Right.
if you remember from The Equalizer with
Pencil?
Denzel
Corkscrew?
Denzel Washington with like the nail gun.
I love those
stuff like
movies.
that. There's some cool. So it's not just guns. We're going to do some other things too. And
Right.
you know, this season 3 and coming up in season 4 too, Andre Ellingson has got even a excuse me, a bigger part. And Andre is the special effects head of Criminal Minds. So there's even more explosions, and he's more heavily involved in it.
wow.
So you'll see a good kind of cool special effects side of it too. Like, well, this is how we make it look in Hollywood. And
Oh, wow.
This is really what would happen. Yeah, he's a cool, funny. Oh, he's funny. He is so funny, man.
Yeah.
We have. It's like I said. My goal too, working on the show,
Yeah.
is to have everybody who works on the show happy to go to work that day.
Oh, I'm
Exactly.
sure they are.
Yeah.
Terry, what's on your personal wish list that you want to see, that you want to try, that you're dying to do, as far as something that?
Okay, so I want to do. Burt Reynolds died recently, and I grew up watching Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
So I want to do a Burt Reynolds episode. It's hard though, because a lot of his famous movies like Smokey and the Bandit and stuff like that.
Right.
There's not a lot of gun stuff, but we could take stuff from Gunsmoke, because he was in Gunsmoke. So
He's in a lot of shows. He's in Bonanza. He's in a lot of stuff.
Sharky's Machine.
I just want to drive the Trans Am. I want to drive the Trans Am, wear the hat, and have the mustache. And do that.
Why don't you do
I don't know
the?
if Sally Field would come along, but it'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Why don't you do the car jump in Hooper with the rocket car?
Yeah, that's a great idea. That has a bad ending, I think.
You know what, dude? If they set it up where I had a reasonable chance of living, I would probably do it.
Right.
I'll do it.
Right.
That's why Jan Michael Vincent won't be in the remake.
A reasonable chance of not dying. I think that's fair.
Well, you know what? It's always a pleasure talking to you, and continued success with the show. And it looks like there's going to be many more seasons to come. And like
Yeah.
I said, you have an open door anytime you want to come on and shoot the breeze with us and tell us all about it. Hollywood Weapons, everybody check it out. Saturday night, 7:30 on the Outdoor Channel. And if you haven't watched it yet, I don't know what the hell you guys are waiting for.
That's great. It's
What
great.
are you thinking? If you don't have an Outdoor Channel, get it. But if you don't want to do that, then go to Netflix or Amazon. And
Yeah.
I promise I won't annoy you too much.
Cool.
It's pretty fun.
Absolutely.
And you guys are always really cool. When I found I was talking to you guys tonight, I was like, heck yeah, man! It's been a little while, and I do. I
Thank
owe you
you.
guys. I do owe you guys some Gutfeld. And I
I love that show.
Hopefully.
I love
Love
that
that
show.
show.
I do. I love that.
Yeah, we
he's,
just-
and he's a good friend of mine too. So
He's a
in
good
my
guy.
phone, so every
Yeah.
now and then,
We just
every now and
want
then, we're like a couple of chicks texting back and forth. Going,
Yeah.
That's funny.
we just
It's
want to
really
come
fun.
and hang out and be a fly on the wall. We don't have to be on this show. It's just to hang out. And,
Fuck you. I want to be on the show.
Yeah, I want to be in that audience.
I'm trying to
That's
be
what I'm saying.
diplomatic
Yeah,
here.
I'm not putting you freaks in front of the camera.
No.
but
Smart.
no, I'm just kidding.
Carlo's
But-
more like a
but
spider.
Getting in the audience is easy to do. That's no problem. I just got to remember to do it when I go back up there.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
You got to do some John Wick stuff, man. That's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, here's the thing with John Wick. So
Yeah.
especially the first one. The second one, I thought the first one was I liked the first one better. But
Yeah.
the thing with Wick is that it's not like he's doing something with a gun or it's like that's not possible. Really, with John Wick, a lot of it's kind of a skill stuff because Keanu Reeves.
Right.
I know some guys who know that Keanu Reeves, and he actually competes in 3-gun and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
he's taken his training very seriously.
Oh, definitely. You could tell.
I think The
Stuff you see him
Equalizer,
doing,
too.
Right?
You can tell by the moves. Yeah,
What's that?
definitely.
Say that again.
The Equalizer too.
Oh, with
That
Denzel
was
Washington.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, the Equalizer we're doing the Equalizer.
Awesome.
We're doing the Equalizer. We'll do some stuff from Equalizer 1 and 2. That's coming up. That's going to be in season 4.
You doing the corkscrew through the
And,
neck thing?
Oh my God.
Oh God, wasn't that a cool?
That was a
cool.
great
It was
scene.
great.
Really cool.
Great scene. 28
And,
seconds.
Denzel Washington's cool too. And I also
Yeah.
told the guys from Hollywood Weapons, our producers and stuff. I said, look, man, no one wants to watch me. So since it's Hollywood Weapons, my goal is to get more, Hollywood people, more stars.
So you want to get celebrities in?
Yeah, man. Because I'm not really particularly important, but you have Tom
Oh,
Selleck
stop
come on, and he's really nice and gracious, and Gary Sinise and all these guys. That's kind of what we want because. And every one of them that I've met have been incredibly fun and very cool. So
Yeah.
that's
Show's only gonna
something
get show's only gonna get bigger, Terry. It's only gonna get
you
bigger.
are
man.
important. You served our
Yeah.
country, so that makes
Exactly.
you doubly important. So
Twice he served
Well,
our country.
I appreciate.
And you're
that.
very
I
easy to
appreciate
get
your
along
tolerance.
with.
Yeah,
Right?
you know, Terry, you could do the John Wick thing. When he used to go to the tailor and get his clothes made, he used to have the lining made tactical. Maybe you could do something like that.
That'd be
Yeah, prove the stuff is tactical. They can hit a bullet.
Oh, I think there is. No. I think we are. There is going to be some John Wick stuff because we're just trying to figure out.
Basically,
Right.
he's going to say,
Dude, I
"Stay
wanna
tuned."
I want to wear that. I want to wear that suit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, we are going to do in season 4. We're doing some Indiana Jones stuff. So
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
wow.
My friend.
Yeah. With the whip.
Yeah,
Get the whip.
I love those movies. Well, there's a really cool gun scene in the Last Crusade where he shoots through like 2 or 3 guys when they're
Right.
on that moving tank.
Right.
And I think we're also going to be working with. There's a couple people in the country that have real tanks that we can use from World War II up till now. So like maybe Kelly's Heroes.
Oh, wow.
Some stuff like
One of my
Fury,
favorite-
something like that.
You
So,
guys are
yeah,
going to sleep
I
well
grew up-
tonight.
I grew up wanting to be a tanker. What's that?
I
What's
said
that?
these guys are going to sleep well tonight.
I love Kelly's Heroes.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, keep lobbing that crap at. You guys have my email. The best thing to do, the best thing for me because I'm terrible with state, but now I have your email. Like if the Gutfeld thing, or you guys have ideas, man, just send me an email.
Oh, that's
Terry, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea, Terry.
Send you guys my.
Terry, I have an idea. If you want to
Phone
shoot,
number,
if you want to shoot through 3 guys, Dave, Carl, and I volunteer.
Yeah, right.
Whoa. The line starts behind my ex-wife.
Wait a minute, Terry. I just got a brainstorm. You do like they did in
What's
Johnny Dangerously with Joe
shoots
Piscopo.
through schools.
An '88 Magnum. It shoots through
By the
schools.
way,
I
by
was
the
just
way,
thinking
it
that.
shoots through schools, through the street outside.
Oh, my God.
And by the way, here's another funny story about that. I love Johnny. I love that freaking
Yep.
movie, and
Yep.
I want to do something from that and or the Three Amigos because
Yeah.
and Joe Mantegna was in that. And by the
Yes.
way,
Yep.
Yeah.
next week I was going to try to do it this week, but the diving schedule. Man, I'm at the dive boat really early, and I'm out all day. Joe Piscopo has a radio show.
Yes.
He
Right.
does, yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna talk to him next week too. So I'm gonna try to pull him onto Hollywood Weapons.
Yeah,
That'd
definitely.
be awesome.
Oh, Joe's a great guy. He'll
Yeah.
do it. He's very easy.
Just
going.
once.
Yeah, I don't
Just
think
once.
I think you just
He'll
have to
do it
ask him
once.
just once.
Yeah. One of the best lines in that was when Michael Keaton goes. He goes, Danny Verman. You know, I always wondered and I remember you from the neighborhood. I always wondered what happened to you. He goes, yeah, I fulfilled a lot of people's expectations. I became a real scumbag.
Yeah.
And Michael
Great
Keaton,
line.
Michael Keaton looks at him and goes, well, that's good, Danny. A lot of people grow up not realizing what they want to be.
That's a great movie.
That's a
There's
classic.
So many one-liners in
Yeah.
that movie. you know, so
And they
many
very seldom
one-liners.
show that one. That one very
That
seldom.
is the thing. There's kind of an infinite possibility. So I hope we get to continue to do it because I'm just having a lot of fun and
It's gonna grow,
working
man. I'm
with some
telling you.
It's just fun people, man. And
Yeah.
it's just, like I said, it's kind of a boy's dream. You know,
It's-
I'm making a TV show. I'm not, I'm not getting shot at. That's
Yeah.
right. And
Not yet.
that's good. I can't complain, man. I can't
You're having
complain.
fun. It doesn't even look like work to you.
No, it's
Terry,
great.
real quick before you go, has there ever been something that you wanted to do but you nixed it because you deemed it to be too dangerous, or is there no boundaries with you?
Getting married.
Thank
I don't
you.
want to say there's no boundaries, but there's nothing. Before we even get to the stage of will we do? You know what I mean? Like if there's some things right off the bat, we're like, I'm not sure, but we'll look into it. And Larry's so good, man. He's so smart, and he's like the smart. He is literally one of the smartest guys I know. And we put it this way: by the time I get plugged into it, and we're like, we're gonna do this. There's never been a test I've done where I felt unsafe. There's some risk because you're blowing stuff up, and there are, but we mitigate that as much as possible. I've never felt like, nah, I'm not going to do it because if we got it to that point where we thought it through and dirt dived it and back planned it and all that kind of stuff, then we're going to be okay. And I've never felt like, and even right before, it's funny every time. You know, you guys don't see it, but before the rubber meets the road, before I pull that trigger, before it actually we do something, Larry and I just kind of step to the side and kind of run it through and go, okay, blah, 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 and we talk, you know, and Larry gave me a great compliment, you know, because he has to teach a lot of, you know, Hollywood actors and stuff who've never handled guns in any way, so he's got to train them, so he's much more worried about them because he knows that if he gives me the gun, you know, I'm not going to stick my finger in the trigger. I'm not going to wave it around. I know how to clear it. I know what to do. So
Right.
it's nice to know he's confident in me that way. And I couldn't be more confident in him as someone who's setting up the test. Like I trust that dude with my life. So yeah, I've never been to the point where I'm like, yeah, no way am I doing that. No way.
That's
no
awesome.
Way.
Hey, Terry, in your diving escapades, if you come across a pretty lady that dives, let me know because I like a girl that goes down.
You know what, dude? I don't even know you anymore, man.
What the heck is in your tank? Queef?
I don't even know. You just have this talent of taking the bar and just dropping it.
That's my job.
That's the comedy tornado
That's
here.
That's my job.
I mean, basically, you are like a social claymore. You just crack it off.
Yes, exactly.
Political correctness.
It's all
What the hell is that?
It's that Levittown water for so many years.
I get paid for this, Terry.
Yeah,
Wait, you got paid?
Levittown people.
Jeez.
Oh, Terry, I have so much fun with you.
That's probably a good note to end this whole.
Yeah, really.
Let's go
Way
out
to
on
go,
a high
Paul.
note.
I'm looking.
Let's go out on a high note or a low note, depending on how you look at it.
You guys, we gotta leave them wanting more. After that,
That's it.
Absolutely.
we
Oh, yeah.
can't do any better.
Terry, God bless, continued success,
Yes.
and
See you soon.
we'll hope to
Yeah.
see you soon. And if we don't, we're gonna.
Yeah, man. I just hope I get to sit in front of you. We have a bunch of laughs.
That would be
all
Yeah.
great.
you and
It'll be in
your
a
family.
jury.
And thanks for having me on. Anytime, man. I'd love to talk to you guys anytime. We'll continue to have some fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll come to the show. We'll go out to get something to eat. We're going to have a slice of pizza or something.
Papa's right behind us.
That's perfect, man.
I
New
I
York
heard
City,
pizza. I
man.
got
My
excited.
that's where I'm from.
How about a round of applause for this gentleman?
Absolutely.
Terry Shepard, everybody. Terry, God bless. Thank you so much, and be safe, my friend.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
I thought Gran Torino was a pasta dish right at Papa's. next
Mr.
door.
Eli, what a wonderful
Yeah,
surprise.
happy
I could tell you. Turn the mic
2019,
on. It's on again. How
He
are
didn't-
you guys?
See, he didn't tell you it was 7:30 either, did he?
No.
Thank
I
you.
was working on a script of a remake of Jaws where Captain Quint is actually gay.
That's good.
My favorite line so far is $10,000
I
for
didn't know
me
he
by
was
myself.
coming. I didn't know he was coming.
For that, you get some tail.
I know. Well, you told him 8:30.
The whole damn thing.
Oh.
I'm working on it.
If I didn't know he's coming, how did I tell him 8:30?
You didn't tell me. He just assumed 8:30.
Yeah, I'm not like a young man. I come so lightly.
Oh,
you know?
the door's always open for him. I love when he's here.
You know what? You know how a good line for the Jaws, the gay one? Said, "We're gonna need a bigger boat."
Hey, Mr. Hooper.
This was no boating
my
accident.
God.
This was no boating accident.
I'm in the orgy. He's in the orgy.
Hooper, see you brought
Sharks
your
in the
rubbers.
orgy.
So wait, does that mean they're changing that song from "Farewell to You Spanish Ladies" to "Farewell to You Spanish Boys"?
That's it.
No,
so-
well, Quint didn't have to be a priest,
Well, you know.
Let's,
but we could do that. We could write that in.
Joining us now, for those of you who don't know, and I can't see it that you don't, Mr. Tim Eli, who was a valuable addition to this show, and he has an open invite anytime he wants to come
Yeah,
on.
and there was no food tonight, so what
Always,
did I say?
yeah, well,
no
that's
food
a
anymore.
whole nother
Yeah.
story.
A hole.
But,
He said hole.
You gotta bring your own now.
we have two in-studio guests, Will Palumbo and Mike Zimmerman, and they're part of 502 Entertainment. They got 3 great shows coming up, so I'll leave it to you guys to explain all 3 shows this weekend, where people can come if they want to buy tickets. You know, if they can't catch Thursday night, they can catch Friday and so on. So
Well, I hope they catch Thursday night. That's when I'm going to be there.
Oh, you have an open invitation to come to all of
They
them, but
better.
on Thursday, it is.
I only
at-
get paid for a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Wait, is this starting tomorrow?
This starts tomorrow,
yeah.
Thursday
Exactly,
night,
that's
8
tomorrow
p.m. at Exhale Hookah and Kebab Lounge in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
That sounds like it's in the Middle East.
Now, is this on
Well,
Thursday?
It is actually. It is on
Yes,
Thursday.
yeah,
That's
Thursday.
correct.
Yeah.
Is it near the Clarion? Near the Clarion?
It is
you
actually.
should
near the
call it
Clarion.
Hash and Lamb.
I used to play there all the time.
Hash and lamb. I like that idea. We'll call it hash and lamb.
I'll be there.
I like it. So,
So it's like hookah and honkers?
that'll be me. And all the shows are headlined by Terry McNeely out of New York City.
Great guy.
I know, Terry. Long Island.
guy.
Long
On
Island
Thursday night, just because it's a small show, it's BYOB. It's a hookah and kebab lounge. Come have some hookah, get some, have
Bring a
some fun
hookah?
with the
Bring a
I
hookah.
guess. Bring a hookah if you
Get
want. I
hooky,
think
get
they've got
nookie.
hookahs there. It's a good
Hooker. No.
time.
What are they charging?
Wait, they've got hookers?
It is a
I don't
$10
know.
cover for all the shows.
For the
That's not
hookahs.
bad. That's
Oh,
cheap.
for the hookahs, I don't know. I'll have
That's
them.
No, no,
$25.
you're asking about the hookers.
The hookers.
The hookers.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hookers, I don't-
my
that's-
bad, my bad. My headphones.
Wait, now hold on.
Just
Is it-
remember
is it
up
New
there,
York?
it's cheaper if they have
Inquiring
teeth.
minds want to know.
It is cheaper if they have teeth.
Yes.
Terry.
Debbie, you're a hooker.
I just thought I was doing good with you.
But who else is on the show? But Terry's headlining, right?
Terry's headlining. Walter Miller was going to be on the show, but he got very sick. They've actually.
You're middling, right?
I'm middling. Yes. and then now he's actually going to be our guest. Actually,
I guess you gotta, you gotta.
Awesome.
Guest host.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm hosting.
Is it a surprise? His no?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Now, Mike, are you in comedy at all? Are you doing
Yeah.
He just makes believe.
I perform a time or two.
He used to be an amateur professional wrestler, so
You can't be
he
an
can
amateur
do-
professional wrestler. It's an independent professional wrestler.
That's like plastic silverware. How could you be-
Exactly, exactly.
You make it sound like I don't know.
It's an oxymoron. An amateur professional.
Jumbo shrimp.
Funnily enough, I was actually just talking to Gene Snitsky. I told him he should call in and talk to us, but apparently he's in the middle of a workout.
Oh, wow. Excuse us.
Gene Kaniski?
Yeah, he
No,
is.
Snitsky, not Kaninsky.
Snitsky.
No, I don't want to get him into a snit.
It's not his fault if you do. I'm just saying.
He's Polish. That's why it's a Snitsky. Oh.
That's funny. And then, sorry, so
Then
now
Friday,
Right.
we've got Our Place in Hamlin, Our Place on 590. It's a $10 show again. Terry McNeely, myself, Big Ern Galano, and then we got this wonderful opener. His name is Adam Nepper, and I got to catch him at a show up at Castle on the Delaware, and he's hilarious. He's
Okay.
just on the spot.
he's new
funny.
or has he been around?
He's been around, and he got out of it for a while, and he came back, and he did just such a fantastic job. I said to him, "Listen, you got to come and do more shows with us."
Oh,
And
absolutely.
So I have him on Friday
And
Saturday.
that's the letter R, not A-R-E. Our show, right?
R, yes,
Okay.
the
How does
letter
a guy
So
R.
get
you
a
guys
name like?
know it's the
And
letter
Cassandra
R.
loves
show.
Big Earn.
How does a guy
Right.
get a name like
Oh,
Big
everybody.
Earn?
Well,
What, do they
actually,
dump
he's
his
about this
mother-in-law's
tall.
ashes in him or something?
What's
He's about
this?
this
The
tall.
movie
Wow.
Kingpin?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is the movie Kingpin?
I
What's his
think
last
so.
name? McCracken?
I know Nepper's sister. Nepper's sister's name is Alice Nipper.
Alice Nipper, yeah. And you know what? We've had people misspell his name. They've called him Adam Napper. Adam Nipper, yeah, it's Nepper.
It's Nepper.
N-E-P-P-E-R.
He's got narcolepsy.
I'm still stuck on
Not
the fact.
Napster. Nepper.
I'm still stuck on the fact you called him wonderful. I've never been called wonderful.
That's because I can't call you.
That's
wonderful.
because you're
Oh,
lovely.
Anyway,
That's right.
there you go.
Hey,
You're
you
a
leave
nice
my moves
boy.
alone, damn it.
Hands on the table.
Love
I know.
is
too
a dirty
late.
game.
That's right.
And then we've got Saturday's show, which is at 10 p.m. at Border Bar in Pittston, PA. The host is Dan Ludini.
Okay.
He kind of looks like Dennis Franz, when you meet him in person.
He escapes from Straight
Yeah,
Jacket.
it disappears.
Looks
He
like-
disappears.
Yeah.
That's
Very
Sipowicz.
confusing.
That's one joke. He disappears off the stage.
Once again, we have Big Earn, Adam Nepper. I'll be going on stage at all the shows. It's just a matter of how long I'll be
Now,
there.
the 10 o'clock show, is that a little more risque adult humor?
Yeah, it's going to be a 10 o'clock show, so everybody who's in the bar is already going to be drunk. So we can.
So they're not going to give a damn what
They're
we
not going
say.
to give a shit.
Don't
what we
worry,
say.
Terry will come already loaded. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
I actually, because it's BYOB, I have a bottle of scotch for Terry at my house
Yes.
for the first show because he's not going to be able to find a liquor joint in
No,
Pennsylvania.
and it's not going to
no.
last
That-
by
that's
the
all
third
right.
show, so make
Exactly.
sure it's 3 bottles.
it. He's a
What are you
great
talking about?
guy.
You just got to visit somebody's backyard. They all got stills, right?
Yeah, well, some of them do.
So now, do they
Depends on the
purchase
area.
their tickets at the door, or do
Hunt 'em
they
down
go to
from England.
Eventbrite? or-
Everybody goes to the door. You buy them at
Okay.
the door.
That's the best
And
way. to
$10
do
is
it.
cheap.
Yeah.
That's cheap for a
Yeah.
ticket. That's not bad at all.
You know what? If they complain about $10, tell them to stay the fuck home.
Exactly.
That's
know?
a good attitude.
Here's the thing. My best friend, he had a country band in Pennsylvania for the longest time, and all he ever charged was $5 cover at the door. He was the biggest band in Northeast PA, the Tommy Guns band.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And he
Okay.
only charged $5 at the door. And I always looked at him like, people won't pay more than $5. I'm like, well, they're paying more than that for
We
comedy.
used to go to a place that had great bands. I can't think of where it was. A guy, Mike Stern, owned it. Does that ring a bell?
Sternas?
Stern, Mike Stern. He was out in PA. I can't think of the name. It was a big.
It's a big state, you know.
It was
Literally, right?
a very well known place. Me and Levy used to do comedy there a couple of times. I can't remember.
Wisecrackers. No, that's
No, it
Scott
was like
Bruce.
a little bar, like a local, like a sports bar, but they did comedy and they had bands in there.
You forgot what part of PA.
Was it the B spot?
No,
Wasn't a
It's
G
not
spot.
there
No guy
anymore.
could find it.
It's not there
he
anymore.
closed up. I
Okay.
gotta remember the name.
Ladies' night.
But
Yeah.
I know it's even though PA's big, but it's a
It's
small
that
world.
bar in Pennsylvania. Come on.
Yeah, well, there's lots of them. There's
What was the name-
actually
what was the
there's
name
one
of
Hiles place.
There's actually a place
Wasn't
called
Hiles, was it?
Dam Bar
No.
up by my place, but that's it. Literally Dam Bar.
What was the name of the country band that you're talking about?
Tommy Guns band.
Oh, okay.
Tommy
Yeah.
Guns.
That sounds familiar. That's-
Well,
Yeah.
you're thinking of the Rocky movies as well.
Yeah, my friend Tommy, he actually retired and passed the band over to another guy, and the other guy's doing a great job.
The biggest. You know what the big hit was? I'm so miserable without you. It's almost like having you here.
Yes, it's
So now it's just Guns Band, right? Not Tommy Guns Band. It's just Guns Band.
It's actually Tommy Guns band still.
Oh,
Now,
is the other guy
It's
named
still
Tommy?
his band. He gets a 1% royalty.
Briefly give us a little background on 502 because you guys do fundraisers for corporations if they want.
We do fundraisers for
Yeah,
mostly
autism, right?
for
Sports. Teams.
Children.
Children. Yeah, sports teams. Youth leagues.
people who
and
get
stuff.
sick,
Right.
cancer patients, things like that. We're
Right.
actually Mike Caswell and Tom Remsky. They've both decided they're taking a step back. They've actually handed the reins over to me. They said, "Listen, you take care of it. Mike's going to be moving to Florida. Tom just doesn't want to get involved anymore." I said, "That's fine. I'll take care of it. It's no problem." So then they kind of handed me all the shows and said, "Hey, by the way, you've got a show this day, this day, this day."
And you're like, gee, I'm very busy all of a
So
sudden.
now, so now it's 501 at the table.
Yeah, it's pretty much 501.
Right.
501
Wow.
and a half because I only count him as a half.
I'm
He's
sorry.
try-
One
he's
of us
trying
is
to wheel
actually a
you all the way
promoter
in.
in the state of Pennsylvania. Well, he's only doing that because I used to promote professional wrestling. So
That's
it's-
awesome, though.
Yeah. Amateur
You guys,
professional
so
wrestling.
far, you have
You
a
keep
good,
going with that
rep-
amateur thing.
It's
where you're-
better than promoting tooth decay. So.
That's
This
right.
is
yeah.
true, which I have a lot of. But
Yeah, we
anyway,
know. It's all right.
Eventually.
You're
Oh,
a
you're,
fighter.
We'll get
you're in
that all
Pennsylvania.
You
You
know,
fit
it's
right
that
in.
damn fifth
Exactly.
dentist.
I've
Now,
got summer teeth. It's okay.
Is there a website or a Facebook?
It's
or-
on 502 Entertainment,
Yep.
right on Facebook. 502 Entertainment.
So did you take over the 502
Yeah,
and everything? Okay.
So you're the
I'm running it
CEO
all.
now?
Kind of, yeah. Chief
I'm a
pain
little
in the
upset you
ass.
didn't come to our Christmas party.
I used to.
You kind of
If
blew
I
me
had
off.
I didn't know about
If
it.
I had any vacation or sick
No, I
time,
know, I'm
which
breaking
I'm
it.
saving for next year.
And I know it's not around the corner for you guys.
Right.
No, it's a trip.
Well, no, I'm actually saving it for next year so you guys can meet my wife and
Oh,
we'll
that'd be
drive out
really
here.
nice.
And
Oh,
it'll
can
be
we
good.
have like a dart zone tournament on Christmas?
Bring the guns.
Oh yeah, we'll bring the blast.
Absolutely.
Can we meet Mike's wife and want to see why she's so pissed off?
I don't know.
Thanks, I appreciate
Just take
that.
a look at him. That's
Well,
why
that's
she's
just-
pissed
that-
off.
If she's any indication of him, they're going to be wheeling around like Hannibal Lecter.
Look, she's older than me, and I still look 50, so it's okay. You know?
Ah. She's
the
a,
hair.
She's a cougar?
No.
No.
Oh, if you consider 6 months a cougar, I guess, you know.
Hey, it's older.
Yeah, it's older.
She's a cougarette.
She's cougar in training. It's all right.
That's funny.
When she marries her next husband, then she can go cougar at that point because,
That's
you know,
funny.
she's got to trade it in for a younger model at this
Yeah.
point. So,
She's more like a leopard.
you
That
say
is
she's
my
a
wife's
leper or a leper?
That is
Either way.
my wife's
Either way, things are
running
falling off.
gag. When I married my new wife, my ex-wife was actually 9 years older than me, and my new wife
Wow.
is 9 years younger than me.
So it averages
And,
out.
Even trade.
Yeah, pretty much. I traded in for a younger
So you're
model.
better off with the little fish. The little fish is better than the big
So
fish.
now we've been together 12 years. She said,
Pisces.
you're past your 10-year mark. You need to get a younger model again. I'm like, no, I'll just keep this one. I can't keep up with
Yeah,
this
she's
one.
Hey, you don't want new payments.
She's 51. You traded her in for 3 17-year-olds, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how we're gonna have to
That's
do it. I'm like,
impressive. Doing math that quickly, though, for up here, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I have an eidetic memory.
Mr. Eidetic.
Just forgets everything.
All right.
Right.
And you guys, everybody's a participant here. This is time for our one of our favorite segments of the evening. Called
All right, good night.
Riddle Me This.
Okay. So here goes my riddle. The first one. You measure my life in hours. I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat.
Milk.
The wind is my enemy. What am I?
Milk.
Dave Hodge.
The wind is
Milk.
my enemy.
And you measure me by hours.
I'll do it again. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. What am I?
The wind is my enemy. It was coming back.
Oh, put the number out there on you promised.
Oh, yeah,
put
one-
the number
what's
out.
502.
John wants to call in.
If he's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. What's
he
his name?
probably
John
fell
Morris,
asleep.
ain't he?
No, I'm okay.
All right. Number is 718-701-8249 if you want to call in and participate.
And that's straight in box.
So one more time, and if you can't get it, then I'll.
Charlie, I miss New Jersey pizza too because
Yep.
there ain't no decent places down by me. I gotta go up to
Yes, there
Fairlawn.
is. There is.
Yeah, up here
candle.
you'll get fudge your own guts.
There
That's
is.
what you get around
It's a
here.
candle.
There is.
They're
There's
okay
3 good
for
places.
Tom's River, but not for.
No, there's 3
Dave
good
got it.
places.
It's a candle.
There's 3 good places.
You got it.
last time I was here
Dave
was a
got it.
candle,
No, but it was a different way.
but it was a different way for a
Right.
candle.
I tricked
Speaking
you.
of candles,
She really likes
I
Where's
should
where's
have
the
known that.
candle
I'm the
guy?
candle man.
No, but where's the candle guy? The guy who lit all the candles.
Candleman.
Oh, he's not here today.
He's not here today.
He's melting crayons right now.
Already?
New candle.
He's a
And
Marine?
injecting them into his arm. It's beautiful to see, man.
Here's your Florida call, Mr. Whitmore.
You see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why?
They're
Titanic.
ghosts.
They're doing the love scene and
No,
then it finally goes down.
repeat it one more time.
You see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why?
Nighttime.
Submarine.
Because they're all couples.
They jumped.
They are. What's another word?
Married.
Married. Da da da.
Oh, a single person.
These handsome
It's a booze cruise.
It's not a singles cruise.
All right. I come from a mine, and I get surrounded by wood always. Everyone always uses me. What am I?
A dick.
Well, at least yeah.
I come from a mine,
A mine.
M-I-N-D?
No, mine.
M-I-N-E?
like a coal mine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I come from a mine. Go ahead.
And I get surrounded by wood
Right.
always.
Shaft.
Nope.
Damn it.
Balls.
They say this cat Shaft is a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
A
I'm just talking
charcoal.
about Shaft.
Charcoal briquettes.
And people use me always.
Coal.
Nat King Cole.
Match.
I might be
Evelyn Rose.
You guys give up?
Never.
Jennifer Williams.
That's good.
Wait, give us a wait.
I come from a mine
I come from a mine.
and get surrounded by wood
Surrounded by
always.
Coal miner's daughter.
And
I'm going to say
everyone
that.
always uses me. What am I?
a porta john.
No.
One of those trail, those carts that go through the mines.
Lead.
And when they
Diamond?
stop, it's Cardus
What-
Interruptus.
what-
Lead.
My
That was
card.
Cassandra
Okay, and
Sharp's
what-
answer. A pencil.
Very good. Will, she gave you a
Graphite.
Do you have lead in your pencil?
A pencil. A pencil. Let down your hair.
Shooting blanks.
Graphite.
Tell him, Dave.
Very good.
Meat.
Okay.
What's a graphite? Is that when you lay spreadsheets on top of each other?
This is getting ugly.
Or spread something
Aristophanes?
else.
Stephanies.
Aristophanes?
All right, number
They
4.
tap dance in Hawaii. You just can't hear it because of the sand.
Okay.
Thanks for the
Marking-
hint, Cassandra.
Marking mortal
Sandra
privitation.
do?
When
What?
firmly marking mortal privitation.
You lost me.
When firmly in place and enduring summitation inscribed in my face. What am I?
A dick.
That's a facial. That's
No.
definitely a facial. My mom used to have all the boys line up. She had young skin when she died, though. You know,
She looked good.
we're all a little twisted now, of course.
She
but
looked
yeah.
very good.
It's all
She
that
looked really
protein.
good.
Yeah,
No.
It's all that protein.
yeah.
One more time.
I didn't even get the
Okay,
beginning.
I was gonna say.
All right.
And she was surrounded by wood.
I didn't understand half the words.
It's really a trick, but listen to it very carefully. Oh, Cassandra got it. A tombstone. Very good, Cassandra.
I still don't know what
Where's this
you
answer
said.
happening
She
at? I'm looking for
really
something
is
here.
sharp.
You are
Graphite.
sharp as a
Yes.
pencil. No, I'm kidding.
You are very good. You.
Alrighty. Some say we are red. Some say we are green. Some play with us. Some spray us. What
Martians.
Some spray us.
Plants.
are we? No.
Some play with us. Some spray us.
Some are red. Some are green.
Some play with us.
Summer teeth. I mean, where are we going
Some
with here?
spray us.
No teeth.
Some wipe their drapes on junk on drapes.
That's right. That's
Say
why
it
they
again.
got black.
Say it
ones
one more
in there.
time.
Some say we are red. Some say we are green. Some play with us. Some spray us. What are we?
Colorblind.
Spray us. That's the key. Spray us.
Some say
He was one of the gods of Mount Olympus, King Spray.
Leaves. Leaves.
So think of what kind of sprays are out there.
Leaves.
bug spray.
Clairol,
Hairspray.
Right Guard.
Bug spray.
Do I dare give a real?
Insecticide.
Skunk.
Crayons.
I haven't seen a
Not
green
crayon.
skunk.
I never saw a red one either.
Well, a lot of
I start
women,
seeing red and green
a lot
when
of
they
women
spray.
carry them
Hey,
in
Charlie.
their purse.
Hey,
Ah!
Mace.
Pepper spray.
Maze.
Pepper spray, very good, Dave.
hey, Charlie, call in.
People play with that?
I want to talk
They
about
play
your
with it.
charity.
They play. Well, you know,
So my wife really wasn't mad at me.
she had a pepper.
She was just playing with me.
That's it. Turning you on.
That's all for the riddle.
She wanted to help release the pheromones.
I gotta bring this up because I keep looking at
ahead.
him on the end. He looks like one of the Fratellis from the Goonies.
Oh, he is. I didn't tell you. Oh
Who's
my
him?
God.
That's him.
You need to get his autograph before you leave. That's him.
Santa Fratelli.
If that's a compliment,
It
you
is.
know. Oh, thank you.
It is.
Thank
It
you.
is. It is.
I look like a Ginzo now, huh, Fratelli?
Which one, Robert Davi or Joe?
Joe and Pantalones.
Not Pantalones. Robert Davi.
Robert
Robert
Davi.
Pantalones.
That's a very high compliment.
Pantalones.
That's his favorite dish.
He sings like
Pantalones
Sinatra.
bolognese.
I saw on the internet, Kotex, he's got a new tampon that when you pull the string, it shoots streamers out of it.
That's good.
Now, if he starts
I
throwing
did see that in
pepperoni
it.
pizza at people,
Oh my
I'll
God.
understand why.
You know what?
it's a nice
You
surprise.
ever hear Angel Salazar when he came to this country?
Yes, I did.
With that, he saw it on TV
He
that
said,
he could
"Tony
run,
Diego."
he could play. He's watching a commercial, so he went out to buy one. He goes, "Oh shit, that hurt," because he put his.
He goes, I couldn't do a fucking thing. And I could
That was
swim, I
funny.
could run, I could jump.
Rocky.
I like when he grabs the lady's purse in the audience. He opens it up and
Oh,
goes.
you going to your son's soccer game? That's cool.
He goes,
I
no.
love
Oh my God, it's gonna be a cranky
Yeah, Charlie.
weekend.
Carlo
That
put
is
you
good.
on the spot,
That is
huh?
good, though. You have to admit. That is good. So what have I missed?
What have you
Christmas.
missed?
We had Gene Shalit, and he's good. I like his stories.
Hey, Charlie, give me $20
missed
on
Joe
your son's
Mantegna.
team. Make sure we get a fair game, all right? I want them to win.
You missed.
Make sure somebody's ankle gets taken
You
out.
missed Carlo actually saying something really sweet on the last show. Even Paul missed that.
So, Carla, what happened to your hand? They did bring you down off the
Wow.
cross or something, or what?
You were here for that.
I was working. A friend of mine has a scrapyard. I work there every now and then when he gets busy. So I was drilling something. I was taking apart computers, and I was having a hard time getting this chipboard out. So I had to put a little pressure on the drill, and it slipped.
Little bleach
right
bit,
into
you
my-
know.
Oh,
Yeah, it was pretty.
He
pretty
just
bad.
wanted to get
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah, it just.
That's
it
what
was
Paul
bad.
said.
And
Not me.
it hurt, and it was swollen. But the worst part is when they had to. She had to stick the needle in there to numb it.
No.
it's like Viagra. It hurts for a while, then they stick the needle in, get everything out.
When they stick the needle right into the gaping hole that's in my palm.
But let's talk about why it really got infected. Carlo
videos
Carlo
cost more.
got hurt at 11 o'clock in the morning at work. He calls me, tells me he drilled himself in the hand. I said, go to the hospital. He goes, no, I'm going to work the rest of the day. He worked
That's
till
what
5
you call
o'clock.
a warrior.
He came home, his hand was like a cantaloupe. No joke. Like, really.
I'm impressed that Charlie's, doing his son's soccer game.
Yeah,
That's
Charlie's a good
that's
dad.
a real
That is
thing.
big.
Did you know that Charlie Schluter is the voice of the Honey Nut Cheerio bee?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes, that's.
No,
one of
I
the-
didn't.
I auditioned for that. I auditioned for
Now
that
you
too.
do.
Just a
That's a good fun
misuseful
fact.
fact that you'll never use in your life. But
He
Charlie.
was a wrestler, too, wasn't he? Sergeant Slaughter?
No.
Right?
no.
Remember that guy?
Wrong Schlatter.
Wrong
Yeah.
Slaughter.
I actually auditioned for that.
Did you?
You did really?
For wrestling?
I went back
No,
2
for the
times.
commercial.
I went
Charlie-
back 2 times for that.
Charlie-
Did anybody see the movie on Netflix called Bird Box? I have to ask.
No.
I thought it was the
Oh my- don't
stupidest
watch
fucking
it.
movie I ever saw.
My wife watched it. I said, watch this. Tell me if it's any good. She goes, okay. She comes back. She goes, you're not going to like it.
I
I'm
don't
like,
even know.
okay, good.
We watched it because
He's-
the trailer was amazing.
Will,
So we actually watched
Will
it
also
hard.
asks his wife to smell the milk container before he drinks out of it.
Yeah,
Is
pretty
it still
much.
good?
It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, you test that. I don't want to
A
try
Star
that.
Is Born was
You just
good. We
never
saw
ask
that
your wife to
recently.
smell your finger. It's
That
never a good
Bohemian
idea.
Rhapsody
Never.
was really good.
Oh,
Yes, it
Bohemian.
was.
I'm glad that he won, Rami Malek.
Yeah, he run.
Have,
best actor.
have you guys seen on Netflix Bandersnatch?
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Sounds interesting,
All right,
though.
now this
I'm
is-
into it.
That
Okay.
sounds like a Tim Eli movie.
Yeah,
It is a-
yeah.
It's a choose your
Band-Aid
own adventure
snatch?
movie.
Okay.
It's what?
Choose your own adventure movie.
So wait, so are
as
you
you're-
interacting?
Yeah, as you're
Oh,
watching
wow.
the movie,
You can
it
change
says,
the
do you
scenes.
do this
Right, you
or
direct
do you
it.
do this?
Oh, it gives you options.
And
Mm-hmm.
you choose, and then you can die instantly, or you can keep.
That's
going.
from the
It's
movie
like-
Big. Remember, he designed that.
Come on, I
That's
did
so
that in
cool.
intensive outpatient therapy.
Well, you know, it wasn't that intensive.
God bless Princeton House.
That was actually, remember the movie Big with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
He talked about that. That was one of the things he
Yeah, but
invented.
never
remember?
once you got to see his dick, so why'd they call him big?
Zoltan touched
Apparently,
him.
apparently they should
Zoltan.
have called him Tiny. Is that
They
what you
finally
get?
came out with it. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So that's the movie that you're kind of playing in. It's actually supposed to be really good. Unfortunately, my TV is not advanced enough for me to
No.
fucking do
Do you
it.
guys know Shane Hammer? Is
Yeah,
that
I
stuff
do.
from-
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Buddy-
He was
buddy
the
mine.
tag team champion, right?
Yeah,
No.
he says that he's super glued.
No, he said he has phone fright.
No, he said he uses super glue with acetone to close up wounds.
Yeah,
Believe
that
it or
works.
not,
That works.
That's one of his nutty
the
friends. I don't
military's
know.
been using it for years. That Dermabond is actually
Yeah.
crazy glue.
That is funny.
Well, see, here's the thing. Shane's kind of a little nutty. He tends to shoot trash cans with an AR because he just doesn't pay
I
attention.
see one of those people that used to throw like pineapples in a garbage can at a young age.
I'm sure he threw his head in a garbage can at a young age. I never asked.
Oh my God! Mike Lepowski said that someone back in Brooklyn used a wire stapler and they stapled their hand to the machine.
Oh, it
Sounds
worked.
like- sounds like something Carlo would do.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you
It
want,
has to be related to Carlo.
when it comes to, I'm usually not like careless like that. You know,
No,
I get,
not at all.
You know, working in a
Not-
scrap yard,
just
you
lately.
get you get cuts and scrapes, but nothing like where I'm like bleeding out.
That's right, Rocky.
Carla.
That's right, Rocky.
You know, then he sends me a picture, like, and I'm like,
Back in
ew.
August.
Look
Right
at
now,
this.
crap thunder.
I'm building my wife's sets for her business.
Right.
And I'm using
thought you said
reclaimed
tits.
wood. And I'm using the crowbar, and I'm not paying attention. And the crowbar slipped off the nail, cracked me in the skull
Oh
right
my
here.
God.
Oh,
I'm
smart.
telling you.
I'm like, all right, I'm not bleeding. And then a few minutes later, I'm surrounded in a pool
I've
of
had
blood.
that
Oh
happen to
my
me a
God.
couple times. I don't know if it's I get tired, I'm hammering, and the hammer will fly out of my hand. And thank God it missed my knee and went right through my legs. But God forbid.
You guys do any kind of projects, I don't want to be there.
I feel like I just hit an episode of Home Improvement here.
How about
Where's
that?
Al? Where's the flannel and Al?
How about the guy that ran over himself? He said to his
Oh
wife, "Will you
my
run to the store and get a
God.
cigarette?" She goes, "No, he ran over himself." It's a true story.
We're gonna do. We're gonna renovating Charlie Schloter's house.
You know, on the way here, we heard a question on, was it 101.5?
Right.
And I wonder if you guys have an answer to this one. Do you know anyone who's ever left anything on top of their car and drove away?
Yeah, my sister.
Yep,
my
I've done
sister
it.
has.
Me, my mother.
And if so, what was it?
National
my wife has.
Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
My wife
I've
has. My
done that
sister
100
has.
times.
I never did. But you got like that thing.
They told a story. I don't know if it's real.
Food, drink, cell phone.
Somebody called in and they said there was a pocketbook. She had it on top of her car. She just went out of the driveway and it flew out. And supposedly there was $25,000 in cash in that pocketbook.
Yeah.
I
okay.
think that was.
And
some
if
bullshit.
found,
So
please return to
supposedly-
so-and-so.
No, not
yeah.
even. Supposedly she gets to the toll booth to pay the toll, then realizes her pocketbook is missing. And then figures out, oh my God, I must have left it on the roof of my car and it's just gone. So she went home very upset, $25,000 gone. And apparently the next morning her neighbor bought a brand new car. So they're assuming the neighbor stole the
What
money.
about people that leave kids on buses and stuff? That you got to be really absent-minded to do something like
No,
that.
you're just an idiot. That's all.
I
Self-absorbed
don't know, but that
idiot.
story sounds like fishy
That
to me.
sounds bullshit. The way
Right?
that
No,
guy
it's
made it.
only if it's their own kids. I agree. If it's somebody else's kids, no. It's just like keep driving. Here's 20.
Yeah.
Tim, we had an earlier question. Since you're a comic,
Oh, a great one.
that I want. You know how this country is way overly sensitized,
Yeah.
right? That being said, do you think that because all these people are nitpicking, do you think it's going to hurt comedy and the comedian in general? Because if they're going to be, well, I don't want to do this.
It's
I'm
almost
gonna-
like micromanaging your
Well,
career.
I think their sets are going to be affected because everybody's going to be terrified.
Depends how big of a comic they are.
Well, if you're at the top of your game, it don't matter.
And I'm not.
No, I'm saying like.
I'm playing Anne Frank's basement, for Christ's sakes. So I can say things like "tut soon," you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, do you think it's going to hurt us because everybody's going to be like hesitant?
It depends what level. I'm
I think
saying
it's
depends
reversing.
what level.
I think it's reversing.
I
myself.
was about to say, yeah, because the
I see it
younger
turning.
generation, these kids are tired of this. They can't say anything.
I see it turning. I really do.
Every kid wants to rebel. So the more they're told, no, you can't say this, no, you can't do that,
The more they're
they're
gonna
just
do
going
it.
to flip that right around. It'll be like the 80s again.
No,
It
I
already
know
is.
if you
It
go
already is.
skiing, you can't say slope. I know that. That's going. Yeah, what hill should I start on? You know what I mean?
That's funny.
I know in Hollywood you can't hire agents anymore because people think you're saying Asians, and you can't do that either. You know.
No, but it's getting to the point where how much more are they going to like? Really, they don't want to put Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on TV? Really? Really? Is that real?
Which they ended up putting on anyway.
I don't
because
understand. Like,
they lost that battle.
I forgot my flash drive. I misplaced it tonight, and I had Billy Engvall's interview. I interviewed him yesterday, and he said, he goes, it's not even a point of these people saying this. He goes, where are these people at the, he goes, I would like to be at the PTA meetings. Doesn't anybody stand up and go, wait, what? You want to do what? Like
Yeah.
the whole, they had over the holidays, they had the principal at the Catholic school didn't allow candy canes at school because the J meant Jesus.
It was a
Yeah.
public school, not a
Well,
Catholic.
what, I'm just saying, but
Well, there's a difference.
Yeah, I know,
One of
but-
them loves Jesus.
Yeah, the
gonna say,
Catholic school
Catholic-
promotes
And the other one
the
rapes
candy
children.
canes, right?
Well, you can't make a Star of David candy cane because then you're throwing them at the Asian kids like they're them little stars. You
no,
know?
but like, where's the people at the PTA meeting? Go, what? Are you nuts? Like, don't there? Isn't there anybody that stands up and go, "What are you crazy?"
In Hollywood, what was that? Field
Yeah.
of Dreams when she did that, she stood up. But how old is that movie, too? You know what I mean?
It just seems like, well, the people who would or want to stand up are definitely in a minority nowadays.
It's
I'll tell you something for real.
No, it's not. That's not true. It's turning. It's already turning. The whole thing with this
I
Christmas
believe it's
songs.
turning.
People, DJs were playing the songs nonstop.
And
Yeah.
you know what?
It actually is
Paul?
turning.
My number one selling item this Christmas was my wine glasses, "Baby It's Cold Outside," and
Right.
the kitchen apron, "Baby
It's-
It's Cold
I'm
That's
telling you, that's
so
a
stupid. That argument about
It's all
If
minorities
anything, it
now.
worked
It's
to my
turning around.
benefit.
Carlo, did you hear about that guy, Nimish Patel, over in Colombia, the Indian dude?
Which Manish Patel?
the guy from the
I was
7-Eleven.
gonna say, yeah,
Right. No, he's a comic. He was at Columbia at the Asian Students
Mitch
Association.
Patel.
Oh, right. He
Patel,
got
yeah.
he came
But
under
they-
fire for something.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, it was a brilliant joke, which is just,
Right.
beyond reproach that they did this to him. But
Mitch is brilliant anyway. He's very
yeah,
brilliant.
but they go. He's like, but you're the Asian Student Alliance. You hired me to do this. You've heard my material before. What's wrong with you people?
Exactly.
That's true.
That's why I don't understand. That's why it's like, and you know, for people seeing this that want to be comics, they're going to be, I don't want to get involved in that nonsense if they're going to criticize me for everything I say and do. In the 80s, it was glorious. You could say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nobody got offended.
That's right.
And
Nobody got kicked off MTV. Nothing.
No, and the houses were packed. Nowadays, it's
The same thing happened when we went to Rhode Island. You were traveling with Angel, and he does the sexual experience. He's famous for the sexual experience part of his show. This woman saw the show. She was insulted with that part of the show. She wrote a letter to the owners of the hotel saying how inappropriate his. And I'm like, don't you freaking like look up the comic that you're gonna see?
Even if you
like,
don't, a comedy
seriously.
show's a comedy show. You don't like it, leave. That's all.
That person
Simple.
doesn't belong at a comedy
Right.
show. The bottom line.
Especially at his show, and then right after his show, they had meal review. Like, kidding me?
So you say, where are the parents that stand up during these PTA meetings? My wife and
Right.
I are actually those parents that kind of stand up, and we're blackballed at school sometimes, it seems. But
All the time?
They had a situation where they have active shooter drills at all the schools now.
Right.
Yeah, it scares
And
the shit out
they-
of the kids.
Right.
Which
exactly.
is a shame what we need to have.
Well,
It's a shame we have to have that.
That's
but-
why kids don't want to go to school.
No, that's
Exactly.
because they
Well,
don't
let's
allow bullying anymore.
Well, I don't know. So they said to us, yeah, we're going to tell the kids that are in kindergarten that it's a bear drill. And I looked at them. I stood up. I laughed. I said, you realize my son's going to laugh at you, right? His grandfather lives in the country. He knows what a bear looks like. And he knows that the first thing you do when you see a bear is start banging pots and pans together and yelling at it so it runs away. So you're going to have one really loud kid, and it's going to be mine.
What was their reaction to that?
Mr. Plumber, we'll get back to you. That's exactly what their reaction was. And then they
They
finally
sweep
came
everything under the carpet. Like,
They actually
give me a
came back a
break.
couple days later and said, we're going to have a tornado drill. I said, okay, that makes more sense.
buy
I
that.
can, go with,
Paul.
I can go with a tornado
Paul's
drill.
coming.
It makes sense. Like when I was younger, we just had plain old fire drills. But I know my mother was younger. She also had the bomb drills. So it's like
I had those too because I'm probably your mom's age. We had the bomb drills. We did.
She's
We did.
62.
I'm 61, so
So,
we
yeah.
had the bomb drills.
Unfortunate. Well, thankfully, when we were younger, the world was a safer place. Now it's a free for all. You don't know what's in people's mindset nowadays. I'm just tired. I don't even watch the news anymore. But I'm just tired of turning it on and seeing a shooting. This one's doing this, and this one slashed.
That's
this
just on
one
his
in-
block.
In the subway, yeah, right.
and holiday
When you
But
season.
see, that's the problem. You turn on the news. Back in the day, we had 4 news shows, and you watched them all at the same time.
Right.
Now we have a 24-hour news cycle where they have to keep feeding the beast, and they're just putting, well, this happened and this happened. So that's why you keep hearing it, because they keep saying it.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not because there's new shit all the time. This stuff has been going on for years. You're just getting to hear it more often.
I'm really glad that
I mean-
I'm really glad that we're keeping it light.
No, but you know what? Years
not
ago,
political.
speaking of keeping it
Political went
light,
out the window.
there was also good news growing up. Now it seems like it's always
Well,
negative.
it's actually come full circle for me because 30 years ago, when I started going to Pennsylvania, I'm a Jersey boy. I'm from Ridgefield Park. When we went to
Exit
Pennsylvania,
165.
Okay. The big news on the farm was Joe Blow's sheep escaped. If you see it, call this number, right? So over the last 30 years, it's gone to drugs, killings, shootings, family murder.
That's a
et
hell
cetera,
of a
et cetera.
sheep.
Now wait. And now we've come back to where there's not really any more crime because we've done it all already. We
Right.
caught up to
so-
Jersey finally.
back to
so
the
now
sheep.
it's Joe Blow's sheep is lost down the street.
You know, but either
Well,
way,
they can
though,
call this number if you
either
find
way,
it.
the news is pulling the wool over your eyes.
Exactly, no matter what.
No, see,
And
now
that sheep
it's
has
just
got a
Joe
syringe
blows the
hanging out.
Exactly.
That's a sheep I want to party with. That forget the sex. Every weekend I want to party with
And
that.
people, you know what you say? Say, I love you. I
yeah,
love you.
yeah.
It's all right. Now Joe Sheep just gives you AIDS. It's okay.
Oh no, that's all right. You know.
Nah.
I want to thank Terry Shepard for a great interview. I want to thank Tim Eli for dropping by. What a wonderful surprise that was.
I heard they had new moist wipes in the bathroom here. They don't.
As always, my
They go along with your
my
pants.
co-hosts,
That's what
Dave,
the point is.
Gisela, and Paul, and my 2 special in-studio guests, Will Palumbo,
He
Mike
called us
Zimmerman.
special.
We're
You're
real
definitely
quick. Give
special.
us a rundown for this weekend.
502
This weekend,
Entertainment.
502 Entertainment, Thursday at Exhale Hookah and Kebab, $10, 8 p.m. start time.
I'll be there.
Friday, R Place, the letter R Place in Hamlin, PA, $10, 8 o'clock start time. And then Saturday, Border Bar in Pittston, 10 p.m. start time, still a $10 cover. And all 3 shows headlined by our good friend Terry McNeely.
Good guy,
And
Terry.
if this bum decides to come down for the other 2 shows,
Don't
he
let
won't be
Mike
just-
Zimmerman stop you from going. Still
Yeah,
go
well,
on.
no, I'm running the
yeah,
thing.
go
Hey,
ahead.
don't you have more people to shoot down in Florida, Zimmerman?
Wrong one. I'm white.
And then Billy Engvall is going to be where?
Billy Engvall,
19th. Next,
January 20th at Harris.
I thought you said
19th.
the 19th.
You said
19th.
19th.
You
The
said, you
19th.
said
Saturday
the
the
19th.
19th.
Saturday the 19th.
Yes, I'm
42.
sorry. January 19th at the Harris Casino in Atlantic City. 2 shows, 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Definitely go to Ticketmaster and buy it. Billy's a great.
But if you go on the 20th, you get a real good seat.
Yeah, for next time. And Mike Zimmerman's going to bring Will down. We're going to meet Bill, and he's always a great
Yeah.
guy. I apologize for misplacing the interview, but I will post it tomorrow at some point. When
It's
Gene-
funny you mention that, though. I rode past a car and it flew off the top of the car.
Was it in a pocket? Was it in a pocketbook?
I will post it tomorrow if Gene doesn't give me an excuse. But I want to thank everybody for a great show, and we will see you all next week.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. I just want to put this out there real quick. Next week, Michael Talbot back again on the show from Miami Vice. He's going to do a live Q&A, so
Oh,
definitely
cool.
check that out.
Talbot was
Is that-
Wolfman.
Yeah, Lawrence Talbot.
Don't
Yeah,
you want to
Lawrence
see if
Talbot.
anybody has anything to promote?
I just want to say something with the three
am.
words.
I am.
You didn't.
I
Yeah.
am.
I had 3
No.
words.
The words:
Good.
innocuous,
Right.
prognosis, and begrudge.
Grudge. Okay.
Prognosis Innocuous this Tuesday on CBS.
Innocuous. Isn't that elementary school when you lined up for the polio?
Yeah,
thing?
they get a shot,
They
yeah.
knock you, all of us.
Yeah.
Dave, Uncomfortably Funny podcast, Monday nights.
This Monday, our 100th episode.
Whoa.
Congratulations, yeah.
Anything special planned?
Not yet.
Not
'cause
yet.
I'm a
He's
slacker.
doing it
You
naked.
wait till Sunday
Oh,
night, right?
Stop it.
Give or take. No, you know what it is with everything that's been going on. I've been totally slack
been
with a lot of
busy.
stuff there. Yeah, so
Well, good luck with the new house.
In a
Thank
good
you.
way.
yes,
And,
What about you, Tim?
Saturday, I'm dipping my dick in iodine.
nice.
Sounds good.
that's
Brings
good.
a pink hue
You
back
get a
to
nice
it.
color.
It makes me feel a little bit younger that
And
way.
then
you
you're
know
gonna
what I mean?
slam it.
It
in
makes
the
You would
trash.
have
all
a,
those
you would have a
little
nice
spots.
schnooky effect.
I'll tell you what. Do not ever put fresh semen in a microwave. Oh my God! It looks like my mom's tapioca pudding, man.
Okay, on that note.
Lumps like you
Wait,
wouldn't
but
believe.
nothing grew out of that?
Well, yeah, but they got like they run it.
Would they
when
run
the
it?
alien pops out of the stomach,
Yeah.
that's what the little things look like. They start running all over the frickin' kitchen.
Joe.
Oh, check me out, GiselleBella.com. Check me out
Yes,
on
ma'am.
Facebook, Instagram, and look out for my cool little music videos and my beautiful, as Carla puts it, appliques. I call it vinyl, designs and jewelry.
Just designs in general.
Yeah.
All right.
28th, I'm hosting at Broadway Comedy Club. And then, I
Nice,
don't
who
know,
show?
some kind of a fundraiser in February. We'll figure it out. But yes, I got
Always
couple
a
things.
pleasure, Tim. You're welcome, like I said, anytime. Just as a reminder, new time, 7:30 to 9:30.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
will
Paul,
nice to
write it
know.
down, Paul.
Nice
we'll
to know.
see you all next week. This is the Animal House Radio
How about me?
Show.
Can I promote
Yeah,
anything?
what about him?
Yeah, anyway.
You didn't ask me. You get over there. You ignore the side of the room.
Yeah, what the heck?
I'm
All
like,
right, you two. Good night.
This is why we're called Animal House.
Shut up.
You
Shut
spoke
up.
to them. You spoke
Shut
to
up.
them. I'm in there.
ComedyTornado.com. Don't worry, you can see everything
All of
there.
a sudden, you're
Thank you.
fucking shy.
You were asking them. I'm just supposed to jump
You
in.
spout all fucking
I'm supposed
day.
to
Now
jump
I-
in. I'm supposed to jump in.
Ernie White says,
Ask
Now
them
you
what
want
they're
to be
doing.
rude.
You ask them what they're doing.
How about
I'm over
that?
here.
How about, wait, you know. Do you
Go
have
ahead,
anything,
Paul.
or is
Yes,
it-
he does.
you're
ComedyTornado.com. Go to the tour date page.
yeah, he's at the Howard Johnsons in Latrobe, PA.
No, I'm not there.
Vernoka, no.
Ernie White says hi.
Governor's Island.
Ah.
Do you have
love
any
Ernie.
other things? Go ahead.
I have one thing because he runs 502. I just happen to be the ugly bastard that stands on stage. I'm actually starting a podcast. It'll be starting mid-February,
Oh,
early
cool.
March. It'll be the Patriot Dad Comic Podcast.
Cool.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'm just gonna be an asshole, so it's kind of like tonight only.
Just an asshole?
Yeah, just
All
an
right.
asshole.
me and
You're not going to be a whole ass,
That's
though,
right.
right? Just
I
an
might
asshole.
bring him around. Maybe he's a bigger asshole.
Well, you
so
guys are
let's be big
definitely a
assholes.
great duo.
Just an asshole.
I like that.
And everywhere I go.
That was a movie. We were kids. The boy with green hair.
That's it.
Sam
Well, he
Rockwell.
said it's
It's
blue,
blue.
but
It's
it
blue.
turned
Blue.
green.
Did it?
He's
I'm
a goddamn
colorist. It's
Smurf.
green.
But yeah, check me out Instagram at Patriot Dad Comic, Facebook at Patriot Dad Comic, Twitter same thing. Cool, pretty easy.
We shall do that. We'll see you all next week. This is the Animal House Radio Show.
That's it.
No more Red Ruffalo?